You look swole in the tank.
Like I got stung by bees, or like?
No. Like you can bench more than Billy.
Are we recording right now?
Yeah. But
Do we get that? Mad Dog, say that again. I didn't hear you because we're not. Your mic wasn't on.
I told PFT I think he looks very swole in his new macrodosing tank top, and that he looks like he could possibly bench more than Billy.
Yeah, facts. If you buy this tank top, you will look like you can bench press more than Billy Football, and likely you can.
I've had a realization today.
Here comes an excuse.
I officially have to wear XLs.
Oh no. Belly football.
Yeah.
In the L game.
Yeah.
Tired of taking L's.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
I took another.
Oh man, it was too long to get that one.
Welcome back to macrodosing.
Oh god.
You took ecstasy?
Yeah, I got another X.
All right, we're back. This is a very special episode. This is going to be a super pod. I promise a super pod. We will deliver a super pod. Thank you for tuning in to the nano dosing on Tuesday.
You'll be a little disappointed in me though.
I'm going to be disappointed.
I got really drunk last night.
Oh, no.
I was supposed to prep.
I'm not disappointed.
Okay, bet.
I'm not disappointed at all.
Same.
Yeah.
Billy got super drunk too.
Yeah. We went live on the Macrodosing Instagram, and thank you for the people that showed up. It was pretty lit. I hope nobody screen recorded that shit.
I had one person hit me up to give me a heads up about the Instagram live. I don't know what was discussed on. One person said, "Hey, just a heads up. I think Billy said that we don't have to clean up in the office." And then Arian said, "Yeah, this place is a mess anyways."
I didn't say that.
I hate to break it to you. I was the most sober one there.
I
Those
said
words
that?
might have been spout.
Billy, you know you have to clean up.
I know we have to clean up, but that was like other people's stuff.
No, he was talking to his
We
mom.
weren't in here.
He was talking to his mom, and she was trying to clean up the bar area. And
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, no, not in here.
No,
Yeah.
I wasn't saying.
Was it your mess?
No.
No. She was just trying to clean up after other people.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's like, Mom, don't do that.
Okay. Well, you guys looked like you had a very fun time at the game yesterday.
That's fact.
I saw some of the pictures. I saw some of the alleged reports coming out of the game.
Yeah.
And
Avery no hands.
I just think it's interesting that Avery didn't show up today.
Yeah. Right.
He's like, "Oh, I can't make it. The train's bad."
That's right.
I wouldn't be here either if I were him.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like he really embarrassed not only
Everybody.
everybody, like everybody in this room, but also probably all the listeners.
All
Like,
the
who wants to
listeners,
listen?
All the Yankee fans too. There's people around him that was pissed. So for people that don't know, who was at the Yankee game yesterday? Great seat. Shout out to
Game Time.
Game Time. And a foul ball heads our way. Feels like it was in slow motion, dog, like a movie, like dun 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 dun.
I've never seen a more perfect foul ball in my life.
Dun, dun, dun,
Dude,
dun.
I'm so pissed.
Now, was it a line drive? Was it?
No, it was a
bro.
high.
Looping
Bro,
perfectly toward
high
him.
fly
There's
ball.
nobody
You know those
else in
movies
the
where
rest
it's slow
of the
motion
row.
and that
Yeah.
song plays?
Yeah,
in the back?
Chariots of
swear,
Fire.
It was amazing. And here it comes. And I had a drink, and I wasn't letting that shit go.
Yeah.
And so I was in my seat. I didn't stand up. It was right by Avery. We were sitting right next to each other. He stands up. Billy got everybody some kind of sandwich. What sandwich was it?
Dude,
Steak sandwich.
I was like running around trying to. Dude, I'm so pissed. I've always wanted to catch
What kind
a
of
foul
sandwich
ball.
was it, man?
Steak sandwich.
You
Alright.
wouldn't have been able to reach it if you were in your seat. I don't think.
I would no, dude.
No, I
I would
think
have
he could have
popped up.
actually.
I was. Did you see me reacting to the
It
crack
was
of the bat?
the way it was.
This is Billy. By the way, this is Billy doing Mark Wahlberg. This is Billy.
No,
if I
dude.
was in that seat, I would have caught that ball.
I would have. It was my seat. I went to
I
go
think he
run
might-
errands.
No, it was.
No,
It was.
Avery. It was to Avery, who was in the row in front.
But that's what I'm saying. I think
I was sitting there.
Avery had
though.
to reach up and right, so it would.
It,
might have been
and
right where
Billy
was sitting,
could have.
dog.
Billy
Right.
could have probably.
Reached over a little bit.
There could have been less reach. Avery's mistake that he made was that he had it was coming. We were on the third baseline, so it was coming from our right,
Yeah.
and he had the steak sandwich in his right hand,
Yeah.
and he decided to not switch the steak sandwich into his left hand.
No.
But that's
See,
fine if you're right-handed.
But
But-
there you go. He started this nonsense about, well, it was my left hand.
Yeah.
Brother, that's the hand you catch with.
100%. That's
yeah.
it. What
Oh,
what
wow.
hand do you wear the glove on?
That's facts.
Exactly.
You're offhand.
Yeah, but then he tried to OBJ it too. Like, so he has the sandwich in his hand, and he tries to like.
Yeah, he went out.
No, he went like this with it, like back.
Yeah.
He tried to backhand it, and it was just a bad attempt.
And it thudded
and
off
we
his
had
hand.
we had Trump's minions in front of us,
Mhm.
and they was like, "Dude, drop the sandwich!" And it's just like it was bad, man.
He did save my mom though.
Yes,
Shout out
yeah,
Avery.
Billy's mom, Miss Billy, she ducked, and he swatted it out of there, and then some lady behind us. ended up getting the ball.
I've been to a couple hundred baseball games in my life, and I've never seen an opportunity that perfect.
It was
Damn,
insane.
I'm very disappointed.
Because there was
Avery.
no one else from him to the end of the row. It was
Yeah.
just him. So he had all this room he could move
Nobody was
wherever he needed to.
around.
It was
Okay, so
pretty
tell me
sad.
what happened in the aftermath. Walk me through like the moment of impact and then the reaction of everybody around.
We just
him.
yelled at Avery.
Everybody was mad at him. Billy. So this is the thing. Billy had gone to get, I think, his mom a drink or something like that.
Yeah.
So he wasn't there, and when he came back, my guy was pissed. And then, okay, so we did gaslight you, Billy.
I know.
Okay,
I could tell.
So
I went with it.
So,
to make
you know,
you guys think your
it was
joke
your-
got off.
it was your mom's idea, though.
I know.
That's funny. So Billy left again, and then so she turns to the lady that has the ball, and she's like, "I want to play a joke on my son and pretend another foul ball came." and so just let me borrow the ball. And so when Billy comes back, and so we was telling him like, "Yo, another one," and I caught the shit.
That would have been awesome if there was like a camera on her and she had the foul ball. And you know how you see like sometimes at a ball game,
On the jumbo
a man will catch a foul ball and then walk up a couple steps and give it to like a 4-year-old kid who will like go nuts. If Billy's mom was shown like catching a foul ball and handing it to Billy and Billy like crying tears of joy.
No, because I was walking back with the drinks for everybody, and then some stoolies were like, "Billy, it went right to your seat." And I was like, "What? A foul ball went right to your seat?" I was like, "What?" I was so pissed.
Man, oh, here he
There
is.
he is. Hey.
All right. Mr. Hands.
Hey.
You and Igor, one of the same.
Well, that's just not true.
Igor would have caught it.
Yeah, he would have caught it.
All right, Avery. So maybe you can help out because I'm sure you're going to say that there's a bunch of fake news happening.
No,
again.
I don't want to put too much on it because the people don't want to listen to me talk and
No.
hear about this.
Definitely not.
They do.
No. Basically, what happened was I had a sandwich in one hand,
Which hand?
my right hand. I didn't make the proper decision. And it's a lot of thinking going involved when the ball's in the air. I fucked up. You want me to tell you I fucked up? I fucked up. Write it.
Okay, you fucked up. You took Ryan Gomes.
no, I can respect that. He owned it. None of us will ever have an opportunity like that again in
Yeah,
our
that was
lives.
like
It
a
gave
once
us
in a
another
lifetime.
reason to do a Game Time ad. Shout out
Yeah.
Game Time, greatest company in the world.
You
sent
fucked
us there.
Game Time hard.
No, I didn't.
Can you imagine the content we could have gotten out of getting a foul ball in the seats that Game Time was so
wow.
great?
The fact that you care so much about catching a fly ball is like crazy.
Uh-oh.
because it's like one of the coolest things you can do.
Not at all. Not even close to one of the coolest things you can do.
If you go
Absolutely
to a
not. I've
baseball
caught
game
I've
as a
caught multiple
spectator-
fly balls. It's
He's
just
caught
not.
multiple-
Listen, I
that's
fucked up.
for sure not
It was
true.
not. So you're saying
I
your
fucked up.
percentage is high.
I fucked up trying to catch it with one hand, but it's like not a cool thing at all.
I mean,
It says the guy that's caught multiple of them.
right? Are we listening to this guy right now?
Like there's like 30 to 40 foul balls a game.
There are not 30 to 40, but also,
I've never caught a foul ball.
I've never.
yeah, I
even-
mean, people go to hundreds of baseball games and never catch
I mean, I've been to 8, and that was the closest I've ever seen.
Yeah, we caught 2 actually.
Yeah, we.
Oh, you told him
we
already?
let the cat out the
Damn.
bag, yeah. He kind
Yeah.
of figured.
I had another rough morning. Like literally since the Rangers have lost, my life has been miserable. So
I'm sorry,
there you
man.
go.
And then there was a dude who I've never, and you know how we manifest shit on the show. There was a Lightning fan in the stands.
Mhm.
You know, trash name, but he was the only one in the fan stands. And I guess they're in the series with the Rangers, or they won the series.
They won the series, yeah.
And so you had the entire section just talking shit to one dude, and he just stands up and says 2-0 or some shit like that. I was like, yo, I respect this man.
Yeah, Arian
I
was like
loved it.
risking our friendship at a certain point.
I loved it.
He was like, I'm about to ride with this guy. I'm
About
like, no, you're not.
Just on the strap, because they was on his head, and I was like, yo, you gotta have a little bit about you to stand up to a whole section.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that happen multiple times with baseball games, and it's actually like, yeah, it's ballsy to do, but what ends up happening is security ends up taking you out, even though you did nothing, and you're like, they
That's
take you
a-
out for your
You
safety.
can't do that though.
But
That's a lawsuit.
Yeah.
I paid my money for
no,
this
no,
ticket.
they're like, you got to go. Like you're inciting a riot, basically.
I said, they are. I'm chilling.
I know, but like,
I
they
wish
still.
they would.
It's easier to just take you out of the situation than it is to deal with all the.
That makes
The mob.
it makes
That's-
sense though.
That's victim blaming. That's saying
It's-
like, look at what you're wearing. Were you asking to be
Facts.
accosted?
Facts.
Well, I'm a big fan of chanting "Take it off," and then the whole
Yeah,
crowd
we
shouts
know.
"Take it off"
We know,
at the
Billy.
guy with the jersey, and
Oh,
then
okay.
if they end up taking it off, it's like a huge win.
that actually is a
Yeah.
nice moment where like the crowd like applauds.
Yeah, you're like, yeah,
We did that.
yeah.
I built that.
I mean, it was a Rays game, so
Yeah. And I did see the picture. It looked like somebody I guess I'll ask it this way. Big T, when you saw the guy wearing the Trump 45 jersey in front of you, did you change? Because you're like, we can't. So this is awkward. We both wore the same thing.
I've never once owned a piece of merchandise for any political candidate ever.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice to make because people will always let you down no matter what. In fact, I'm not even making this a political thing. I'm saying that if you wear a jersey with the name of your favorite politician on the back, you are a fucking loser.
You're square.
There were 2 of them too.
Really?
Yeah. And then they were matching. Yeah, and they
One
had
was red,
girls
one was
with them.
blue.
Which
They were high school kids.
was it?
Yeah.
So they couldn't even vote.
Yeah.
They didn't even vote for the guy.
No, those guys were
They were drinking.
20s.
No, dude. High school, like they were there on a Tuesday, so they're probably out of school and they're high school kids.
Dude,
I
we
used to
were
do
there
that.
on a Tuesday.
I know, but we have a very different situation.
I couldn't.
There were
I don't know.
40,000 people there on a Tuesday, Billy.
I know it's
Yeah,
lit.
that shit was packed for a Tuesday though. Like,
Dude, I love the Yankees.
you Yankee
Like
guy?
it's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that your fan? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Okay.
No, I've been a huge Yankee fan. It's just sick. It's just like awesome.
Billy used to go up to the Bronx by himself when he
He's
was
such a fucking dude.
5 years
Arian.
old. He'd be like those kids that you see from like
Well, yeah,
from
you
the
know-
old timey plays, riding the subway with his newsboy cap on. We're gonna go see the Bronx Bombers.
We got a ton of confirmation
Yeah, I was about to say
from
that.
from Miss Football last night.
Miss Billy said that he did used to go to a library by himself. She said he went to the movies, but I'm still calling cap on that shit. You're not a 9-year-old by yourself going to the movies, G.
I had a
In
lot
New
of
York
free
City?
reign. Yeah, I had a lot of free reign. I was a
Well,
city kid.
I don't believe Miss Billy. She seems like a wonderful lady, but that aspect, I'm calling cap.
Well, she confirmed it.
I think that
I mean, I think as the years go by, the stories start to, get a little better.
I actually respect that, Billy. If that did in fact happen, I think that, and I'm speaking as somebody that doesn't have any kids that I know of, but I think that in today's day and age, we micromanage our kids so much. We're so afraid of things. And I think statistically, it's never been a safer time to be a kid.
That's facts.
If you're worried about something happening to your kid, you should be worried about the people that are in your family or people that you know very well that are around the kid very frequently.
That's true.
Like letting your kid do stuff like go take the subway on their own or wander around the city on their own. I think that's good. I think that's a good thing that more parents should be doing.
Hey, I'm not gonna do it. But
My mom called it free range parenting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you turned out great.
And I'm just
It's
joking-
more
I'm
that
just
she
joking,
just
Miss
wanted
Billy.
me out of the house. It was always like
I'm just joking, Miss Billy. I believe you.
Yeah.
But see, this is the thing, though, dog. Like, when you have a kid, right? And yes, you're right. Statistically speaking, this is probably the most safe time to have in time to have kids and kidnapping and all that shit. But it's like I got a 12-year-old daughter. Like you can't go down the street without me. I'm sorry. Like I can't do it. Like I no. Like I remember when I was like 6, we used to just run the neighborhoods like all day. Like no,
Yeah.
I can't. Stay in
I guess I'm probably going to change my tune like 100% when I do have kids.
Oh,
It'll probably be like the most.
It's a win.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be a dad. Last night I decided like Arian really turned me around,
Holy shit.
and I wanna be a father. So I had sex yesterday, and she's pregnant. So
You put one in there.
I can just tell. I like that
Easily.
feeling like when it leaves your hand.
Oh, 100%.
If you shoot a basket,
Oh, yeah.
you're like good.
The no look.
Yeah, I did a shimmy.
You turn you turn around from her and just walk off. You know what you did.
I said, Kobe.
You did a bat flip.
yeah, exactly. Fat flipped it. No, unfortunately, I did not have sex last night. But
Damn.
I'm feeling more potent than ever. It's just a feeling I can, I know my body.
We should
Nobody
do.
does better than you.
Yeah.
Honestly, when Coley comes back, my mom gave me this idea. We should do a fertility episode, like talking about like all like.
You pointing at me, man.
No, remember we had this conversation, Arian?
You gotta finish. Land your plane. I don't know what you're saying.
How people try to have different sex babies, like the different ways.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's people who feel like they know how to make a boy or a girl.
Oh, yeah. Doggy style is twins.
That's not true.
That's all I know. That's all I know about that.
That's not true.
If you want to go to a game like the rest of the Macrodosing crew did yesterday, and even though Arian said he didn't miss me, I know that he did.
I didn't.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have said that.
Loser.
If you really didn't miss me, you wouldn't have said anything at all.
That's not true.
If you want to go to a game, check out Game Time. They got everybody in this room into the Yankees game yesterday. Great seats. In fact, seats that were so incredibly good that you're virtually guaranteed to catch a foul ball in these seats.
Well, you're not guaranteed to catch it. You're guaranteed that it'll
Get an
come your
opportunity.
way.
Well, most humans,
Right.
Yeah.
a reasonable expectation of catching a foul ball.
There we go.
If you go to a game using Game Time,
sorry.
and they got the tickets last minute too, and they're perfect seats. Game Time is a new ticketing app. You can score last minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. They cracked the code on how to score deals on last minute tickets. They love the Yankees game. It was so easy to send everybody their tickets. It's really actually very simple to use. It's a great app. Download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code MACRO. Get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Again, to get that $20 off, go see a baseball game. I want to see somebody out there that goes to a daytime baseball game using this promo code to get $20 off your first purchase. You download the app, then you go to the account tab, you create a login, and then you redeem code MACRO, get your $20 off. All right, we're back.
I got one more last thing on foul ball gate. I did protect Billy's mother by deflecting it away from her.
We mentioned that.
Yep. And also Billy did buy all the LaBelle sandwiches. These are $20 a pop. These aren't cheap sandwiches. So I felt like if I caught it and had the sandwich in my hand at the same time, it would have been like maybe I would have gotten like a LaBelle sponsorship. So
That's not
had to-
entirely true that you protected her. You actually deflected it back toward her.
no,
It just
you put her in
happened to go
harm's way?
over her head to the 2 rows back.
yeah, it didn't hit her. So I saved her.
Yeah, but saying you protected her is a bit disingenuous.
That was his instinct to protect her. How about that? Can we settle on that?
Okay, yeah.
I did thank you before you were here, Avery.
Yeah.
That was very
Yeah, we
valiant
didn't leave
of
that
you.
part out. You know,
Hero.
Does your
hero?
hand, does your hand hurt from missing the ball so bad?
That's what surprisingly no.
Because it was hit so softly.
Yeah.
It was. I've never seen a more perfect. Like I was doing that little dun, 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 dun. It was like in slow motion, dog.
I know. And I think 2 hands I would have for sure caught it. One hand, left hand was tough.
Were you on TV? Is there
No,
video
see,
evidence
that's
of
the
this?
thing. If someone has video, I'll pay you not to post it.
I'll pay you
I'll
to
pay
post
you
it.
double to post it. Yeah,
And I'll match.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, double of nothing is nothing.
Yeah, and I'm matching.
I'm at you.
All right,
I'll triple that shit.
There you go. All right, so we're going to get into our topic relatively soon on this podcast. Like,
Real quick, I have a bone to pick.
oh, never mind. Yep.
Coley's taking too long.
With his kid.
Yeah,
How much time does this kid need to be raised?
1 week.
One.
And
Yeah.
then you got to figure it out yourself, kid.
Okay, so that's 6 days.
Yeah.
He said 6 days.
I mean, think about it. Baby deers are born and they just hop up and they go.
yeah, humans need a lot of hand holding.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of the Spartan baby method,
throw them to the wolves.
just for one night.
I like it.
You just give them to a wolf for a night.
Well, no, that's later, but you just leave them outside.
And
for
if
a
they
night.
come back, then they with the shits, and if they don't,
Yeah.
they was soft.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, Spartan baby raising is insane. I was joking, by the way. That's child abuse. But the first day they're born, they leave them on a cliff for a night, and if they survive, then they get to live, and if they don't, it's just
Then they don't get to live.
yeah.
That's fucked up.
We need to do, no, and then when they're like, I think when they're 6, then they have to fight a wolf.
Yeah.
Do they win? Like a baby wolf?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all.
I think we're 14. They fight a wolf, but they
don't
they
think
kill the wolf.
They do kill a wolf. Confirmed. They get a weapon?
I think they do have a weapon.
Uh-huh.
I'm saying. I mean,
Dude, I agree with you.
Just
Arian's
saying,
wheelhouse.
I'm just saying, man.
Wolves are powerful in numbers. One wolf.
If you do catch a lone wolf, he's probably soft and he's probably scared of you, and he's probably been ostracized from his pack.
But the lion and the tiger may be stronger, but the wolf does not perform in the circus. Just something to think about.
Is that like a
Saw a meme on Tuesday. I tweeted out when I was at the gym. I like tweeting out gym memes when I'm there.
so true?
Yeah, so true. So the wolf does not perform in the circus.
But it's funny because the wolf literally got domesticated as fuck.
And now they're fucking
now
pugs.
they are in the circus.
they are the circus.
That's
Yeah.
facts.
They should. Okay, genius idea. A dog circus.
That's the thing.
Fuck.
Dude, so one guy adopted a dog once and it started doing all these crazy tricks, and apparently it was a former circus trainer's dog that used to perform in the circus, and then he died and dog went to the pound, and they adopted the dog and found out that it knew all these tricks.
What a jackpot.
Yeah, that's
Holy shit.
that's awesome, right?
Yeah. What kind of dog was it?
I think it was I think it was a Pomeranian.
Oh, fuck that. Never mind. That dog sucks.
I don't know what a Pomeranian.
I'm with Arian
It's
when
like
it
a
comes to
little fluff ball.
Pomeranians.
I'm with that. Let's do it.
Yeah, get rid of them.
Any fuck dog lovers on board. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think about punting small dogs,
Yeah, you do.
except Jack Russells.
They're cool.
I like the small dogs that were bred to go into badger holes
Mhm.
to fight them. Like
Dachshunds are cool.
yeah,
What the fuck?
French bulldogs are cool. Boston Terriers are cool.
I typed in Pomeranian. I've never seen this on Google before. Like you just type it in, and then like there's a 3D picture of a
Oh shit, that's
an
crazy.
animated 3D picture of a
Whoa, what the fuck?
Pomeranian. You see that shit?
Wait, is that all for all
I
dog
don't,
breeds?
I don't know. I just typed it in, and that's scary. See,
Bulldog.
Have you guys used the Google, or I don't think it's Google. It's called,
Holy fuck!
is it for you too?
Meet a life-size bulldog up close. What?
So hold on. When you type in, is that for any dog? Is this a thing now?
Yeah, I don't know.
When
I
did
guess.
Google do this? Let's see.
Time for pause.
See,
What the
Pitbull.
hell? Which company does this? What kind of app did I just get sent to?
I typed in Pitbull, and it's the singer.
What the hell?
There's a new app out there. I think it's called the Dolly DALL-E AI image generator.
Oh yeah.
Where you can just type in whatever words you want, and it'll just create these haunted fucking crazy images.
Well, I was actually telling Arian about this yesterday because someone made one for Arian with dogs. Did you guys see that in your feed?
No, I think I
Can
missed
someone
that.
pull it up? So Arian and I were talking about how in dreams, all the people you see are people's faces that you've encountered, and that your mind cannot create a unique face that you haven't seen. And AI can't create faces either. Like that are, so if you look at all the photos, everything else seems like pretty standard, except the person's face looks really wild.
That's like a distortion.
Yeah. So like whenever, and even though you can like piece people's faces together, like when you're drawing, like like can you in your head imagine like someone who has PFT's eyes, Arian's facial structure, Big T's beard? Like can you like actually like put that together?
It sounds hot. It sounds very hot. But no, use this image generator.
All right.
It's fucking crazy.
I think this is like our lives just took a turn. This is wild. Like
What is this app that's on my phone?
I don't know, when you type in any dog, there's just an animation for it.
English Mastiff.
It's just what I've never. Is this Google has updated?
And the thing is, if you like
I feel like
click
this should
on
be
it,
bigger
oh,
news.
they don't have American Bulldog for it.
Okay,
They don't have Mastiff either.
okay. So I did Rottweiler. They had a Rottweiler. They had Pomeranian.
Doberman Pinscher.
That is why. Oh, you can do the.
Oh my God, you have
3D.
Yeah, so then you click on it, it takes you to this other app that I didn't even know I had. More animals. They have all sorts of cane corso. And then like, if you guys remember the Nintendogs, for those who are listening, it basically just, you have a Nintendog on your phone. God, cane corsos are sick.
Yo, this is very cool.
This is insane. I know this might be considered terrible podcasting. I'm trying to describe it to you, but I just found out I have several different Nintendogs on my phone through Google, and they're all mine. The Beagle has a ball. The Beagle's the only one with a ball. How come the Beagle has a ball?
Do they make this for other animals? Because if so, then Billy is just, this is going to occupy his entire summer.
I'm going to send all of you this Beagle.
Okay, thank you, Billy.
Yeah.
I like beagles too, as far as small dogs go. Beagles are okay.
Little yappy though.
Little yappy, they get like howly because they got that hound in them.
Yeah, but if I had I would love to have an army of beagles and just like go fox hunting or something, coyotes.
I like foxes though
These
too.
dogs are shit.
Foxes, I think, are an underrated animal.
Yeah, these dogs
So
are shit.
foxes, they used to get hunted like as fuck in England. Like they used to go on those fox hunts with all the dogs and the
Bloody.
guys in the red coats. And they used to hunt them so much that they banned it, made it illegal. But now there's so many foxes that like London like has foxes like raccoons.
There's just foxes swarming around
Yeah,
town.
like you'll be walking in London late at night and you'll see a fox.
What hunts the fox?
Humans.
Oh, besides us, we hunt.
Humans and hounds. I feel like larger predators, probably when there was wolves in England. They
wild
probably
cats.
well,
They would.
yeah. Foxes tend to not, they're scavengers. They tend to follow around larger predators.
Well, there's that one fox in Grizzly Man. That fox was very cute.
Oh, the one that followed him.
Yeah.
Is that the one where he gets eaten?
Yeah.
Is fox good? Have you had a fox?
Eating it?
Yeah.
You don't really eat fox.
Why?
You feed it to the dogs. You just keep the pelt.
Why
Then
would you eat a fox?
I don't think I think the meat's like super gamey.
Okay, here's a list of things that eat foxes. Eagles. That's crazy.
The facts.
Owls. You right? Wolves, coyotes. Ooh, it's like infighting kind of, isn't it? Like coyotes and foxes. They don't know that they right down a block from the evolutionary chain. Mountain lions, bobcats, leopards, bears, wolverines. Foxes eat other foxes?
Yeah, fox on fox crime.
Damn. I didn't know that.
Fox News, right, Billy?
Yeah, Fox. Dude, all the foxes are getting radicalized.
Billy wanted to
because they only watch Fox News.
Billy wanted to start like a competing website called Fox News, but it was just news about foxes.
No, it's news for foxes.
I know, but it's a way better idea to just do news about foxes.
No, I want all the foxes to be watching Fox News.
Well, no fox watches TV.
Yeah, but like in my head, I've humanize them.
See, I'm just trying to make you money, Billy. There's a market out there for people that want to know Fox News.
And T-Fox.
Yeah. You can play both sides. I like that. Make them turn people against each other. Something like became crystal clear to me. I forget what I was looking at on the timeline the other day. So I'm going to get on my soapbox just real quick, and then we'll move into Hillary Clinton. If your main source of news that you're consuming out there is making you angry about things, you need to re-examine what and who is giving you your news just in general. I know that's like a very basic thing to say, but it really kind of became crystal clear. And this is not, I'm not talking about any specific political stance that people are taking, but because it exists. Actually, you know what it was that made me kind of just realize what a crock of shit a lot of our media is that fucking Occupy Democrats account on Twitter. They basically took the Occupy movement, which you could say that was probably mostly a leftist movement, but definitely not a liberal movement, right? But they also had some people like Ron Paul Republicans that were teaming up on that side. And then Occupy Democrats came along, and they're like, we're going to take the Occupy tag because people know what it means, and we're just going to be the shittiest human beings and just tweet out stuff and be like, retweet and follow if you think that Lauren Boebert should be dismissed from Congress because she used to be a whore. You know, things like that. And I would scroll through their timeline, and all they do is they just try to like piss people off. They just try to get people angry about stuff that sometimes is just that ultimately they're just trying to grow their following. And I was thinking to myself, like, this is exactly what's wrong with political news. And it definitely exists on the right, too, where people just exist to make you mad about stuff. And then that's the red meat. If you're getting tossed red meat and you're just getting pissed off reading the news and hearing about, like, all the different crises that they're trying to get you to get pissed off about, you're just lining somebody's pocket at that point. You're nothing but a mark to them. And like that's
a diss in my world.
Well,
mark.
You're being a mark. There's some stuff that you can get pissed off about, certainly in politics. I get that. I understand that. But if that's all they're doing is trying to find the next thing to piss you off, that should be a red flag that whoever is tossing you the red meat is just doing it because they're getting paid off you being angry.
But you are describing all of the news.
Basically,
not true.
a lot
It's
of the
addicting.
news. Yeah, it gets you addicted.
I mean, like sports is similar.
There's some independent news that I follow that he really he's I won't say who it is, but like he's just really chill. He just says what happens, says his opinion on it, and moves on to the next story. There's no like you need to be, or you know, I understand what you're saying. It's like the politicization of every. Well, I think it is political, but I think it's like the heightened climate. You're just trying to muddy the waters. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, just people that just exist to get people angry about stuff, and I think it's.
I follow this cat on Twitter. It's called like Nothing But Good News or something like that, and he just has like heartwarming stories. And even now and then, I'm like, yeah, fuck this kid.
The old timeline cleanse. Yeah, I like that.
The good news guy pisses
sometimes
you
I'm
off.
like, fuck this shit. Like, say something bad.
But it is crazy how like I don't know what the human psychology of just being angry is addictive, but I guess it's like people just want to feel something.
I think it also makes you feel superior to whatever you're getting angry about. It makes you feel like I'm the good guy, and all these other people are the bad guys, and so it makes you feel good about yourself a little bit. That's what I think the addictive part is.
That's why the media and entertainment has merged, and it's never, the cat's out the bag.
I know
you never get that back.
I can point to the exact moment it happened. It was when Discovery Channel and the Animal Planet started making mockumentaries. I'm telling you, that is the beginning of where truth and lies started to meld. I've been an avid watcher of Animal Planet, History Channel, Discovery since I was very young, and there was just a point where there was a huge switch in the like documentaries about facts until it started getting more entertaining. Those mermaid documentaries, the Megalodon documentary that were like, I do enjoy all the programming.
Yeah, you were just talking 2 days ago about how great Prehistoric Planet was, and that's
all factual. When David Attenborough at the end of the episode says, if you want to learn more about the stories, it's called forensic paleontology, and those exact scenes are based off of what they deduced from different fossils they found.
okay.
I watched the first episode, and it was like a Tyrannosaurus Rex was in the ocean. He was crossing the island.
He's swimming with his little arms.
And then one of I don't know what was that dinosaur that got him? That one of his kids.
Oh, the Mosasaurus.
Mosasaurus came in and clipped off one of the little ones.
But it's very reminiscent of a duck with ducklings and one of them getting taken down by a bass.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I mean, dinosaurs were more birds. Once you start thinking of dinosaurs as not just like strictly reptilian, but something with a little higher intelligence, like a bird, it all starts to make sense.
I'm gonna start doing that. It'll start to make sense of this mixed up world. Everything will come into place.
Yeah,
I like it.
Everybody's some birds.
Yeah, we're all really birds when you think about it. Let's get into Hillary Clinton. Today is a big day.
She's thick.
Hillary Clinton?
Hillary Clinton is thick.
She's not thick.
She is dumb thick.
Like now?
She's dummy thick.
I saw a picture of her recently, and I guess I just hadn't looked at her, very recently. You know who she looks like now? A spitting image of Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars.
I don't know.
She looks like an undead. I don't know what he is. Is he a human? Is he? I've never seen Star Wars.
I don't know.
Is he a thing?
Emperor who?
He's an emperor.
Palpatine. Palpatine.
This I feel like is going to be a good episode.
Oh no.
Does she not?
Yeah, you ain't gonna argue for me there.
It's going to unite Big T and Arian like the Crips and the Bloods. Tie the bandana together. Hillary Clinton, as Big T says, is empirically one of the most disliked people.
Like, we have evidence
in the history of modern politics, and there's a lot that we can get into, and I'm sure Big T's going to have his facts ready to go. I've got some things that I absolutely detest about Hillary Clinton that I could imagine wearing a Hillary Clinton baseball jersey to a Yankees game. I'm sure there are probably some people that own Hillary Clinton jerseys.
I'm with her
for sure.
Yeah, I think that's probably a possibility for her.
I mean, the fanfare for Hillary was huge.
Yeah, a lot of that was
no, they had you believe it was.
A lot of people were like, I can't wait to have a woman president, which that's a real thing that people, 51% of the population, it would probably mean a lot to them to have a female president. But, I think there probably could have been much stronger choices.
It was
Hillary Clinton.
The day that Donald Trump won the election, I was in high school. It was senior year. And none of the teachers and half of the students didn't show up to school. So I, of course, had to go to, no one's going to let me stay home from school.
I would assume that, Billy, you would have, if anybody would have tried to turn this into a day that you could take off. I don't see an excuse that you wouldn't use to try to get off work or school.
It was the chillest day ever because then me and all my buddies were at school and all of our classes were canceled and no one was at school. So we just had so much fun all day.
It was just boys' day.
Yeah,
I got an email the next morning from a professor that said, I have no idea why I have to address this, but I've gotten enough emails that I feel like I should. We are having class today.
Yeah.
I don't know why y'all would think we're not, but we for sure are. You are supposed to be there.
I got a very funny email last night, actually. I'm going to read this out loud. At some point when I was on the campaign trail back in 2016, I signed up for a lot of different email lists based on events that I was trying to get into.
Masochist.
And one of which was the Trump fundraising email and the GOP fundraising emails that got sent out. And so I got an email last night, urgent alert via GOP. We can't find the note you left for President Trump. PFT. President Trump's birthday is today, all caps. And we noticed that you never signed his official birthday card that we're putting together for him. Remember, when you sign President Trump's official birthday card, you can even leave him a personal note to read. Time is running out, PFT. Add your name now. Please sign President Trump's official birthday card by 11:59 tonight to ensure your name and personalized note is included. We're finalizing President Trump's card soon, so please don't miss your chance to personally wish him happy birthday before it's too late. And then they gave me like a little card that I can imagine my name being on to sign President Trump's birthday card. And it's just so funny that they're like,
Can you shoot me that link? I'll fill it out.
you want, President Trump noticed that you didn't wish him a happy birthday, and he's very upset with you. Please pay him $250.
That
to
whole
make up
shit
for
is
it.
so weird, dog.
Happy
That
birthday,
shit is
DT.
weird.
We miss you.
No, we don't.
But that's what they wrote. Probably.
It's so weird. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, we was at the baseball game and buddy had two dudes sitting there with Trump jerseys on. Like,
Matching.
It's just so weird. I mean, if we were sitting there and like, I'm a big Bernie fan, dog. Like, I think he aligns more with my politics than anybody else. I'm not wearing no fucking Bernie jersey, bro. It's just weird,
Dude,
man.
I think Bernie's bumper stickers is probably one of the most seen bumper stickers I used to see back then. Bernie stickers were everywhere.
Yeah,
Weird, man.
because
It's weird.
say what you want about Bernie Sanders, if you don't agree with some of his policies, the man has stood up for about like basically the same stuff for the last
He's the
like,
most
40
consistent
years.
politician that we have ever had. dog.
Until they paid him off.
Who?
Dude, how much money did he get? And then he dropped out.
Let's
Well,
talk
no,
about it.
He got fucked by Hillary.
100%.
He got fucked by the establishment,
Hillary,
and then
Obama.
to go away, they paid him off.
He got fucked by
No, he
Hillary.
just dropped out because he wasn't getting any
And
more
then he
support.
got like
because
two
he-
houses.
He
and
wasn't
then-
going to win. Well, he's an 80-year-old man
he's
that
been
has
in Congress
can
that
we-
has a second house. So I think a lot of people have like a
Basic, no, but like
lake house or something
Yeah.
if they've been working. and
I
sold a
agree.
book.
He was banging, doing the same stuff until he kind of got into the club and
He's
became
been-
a part of the.
I don't think he ever got it. I think that the Democrats still hate him.
Dog, liberals hate Bernie Sanders. They blame Bernie for losing to Trump.
Yeah, no, 100%.
They blame Bernie and Bernie supporters
He
for
would have
losing to
beaten Trump.
We agree.
Like,
Yeah.
like
We
a drum.
Coming from a thank you. We've
Yeah.
been
Yeah, he
saying
would
that.
have beaten
Well,
the shit
there-
out of
there
him.
are-
We've been saying that.
There are a lot of people who voted for Trump who would have voted for Bernie.
Because his-
Yeah,
Bernie's
He's a very
po-
similar person.
There's
in the way
videos.
he acts.
hell no.
Yeah, an old man from the north. They are very
They're
similar
old and they're
They
both
were
white.
in
I would
disposition.
they were
give you
both.
that.
People vote. There is a very large portion of the electorate that could not tell you anything about policy whatsoever.
I agree with that.
That votes based on how people make them feel, and Bernie made people feel very similarly to how Trump made people feel.
I don't.
And there would have been a lot of Trump voters who voted for Bernie.
I kind of agree with Big T on this one. I think that there are a lot of people that appreciated somebody that spoke with no filter and didn't seem like they were changing based on messaging, based on what polls were saying.
Okay, I'll give you this one. I think that they both spoke to. I think one was actually about it and one was not, but they both spoke to standing up to the establishment, breaking status quo of what has been in our politics. And so I think that would be where the Venn diagram overlaps. It's not like, it's kind of rare where you hear Bernie reminds you of Trump.
They spoke to similar points. They spoke similarly, like in actually how they talked. Like there are a lot of people who voted for Trump who would have voted for Bernie instead.
There's a small chance that they were born in the same hospital
Whoa. On the same day?
because they were born.
Have they switched at birth? Is Bernie Sanders Donald Trump?
No, but they like.
That would be a fucking plot
I mean,
twist.
one grew up in Brooklyn, one grew up in Queens. That's like within. That's like on the same island.
But I wanted to go back to something for a second, and we'll talk about this later, I'm sure. But while we had mentioned it, like I think we all agree on this.
Oh, real quick, Hillary is thick. Oh shit. I had no idea.
yeah, I
He sent
showed
the
you guys.
picture to the group.
She's
My
thick
bad.
as fuck.
My bad. That changes things.
Yeah, dude, she should have been.
While we
I
mentioned
might
it,
have
like
to
y'all
ride for her this
said,
episode. I
that
don't know.
Bernie got fucked by Hillary, and what I think you meant was like the Democrats, right?
Yes.
Well,
Like, what-
Hillary was
so-
in bed with the DNC,
Right.
And the DNC fucked Bernie
Yep.
because
So,
they-
so
Obama
when we
because
too.
say
Hillary
that,
was.
when we say like, what do you mean? Because I think we all agree on that. I just don't know what form that takes in your mind.
In some of the debates that were scheduled in the primaries and how much weight was thrown behind certain candidates. Like Bernie, I think cleaned up in Iowa, right? And
that was what it was.
yeah, there were things that the DNC was doing to make Hillary look like she was the presumptive front runner for a long time, and there was a lot of messaging. You can find a lot of it, and I guess some of this is
a lot of it was like
speculative, and some of it is like kind of circumstantial. But the people that are the usual hatchet men and hatchet women for the DNC when it comes to the media pieces that are written, the people that the DNC goes to get these stories written and the information that they plant, there was a lot of stuff coming out from establishment press that was anti-Bernie, pro-Hillary.
Yes. So like CNN and liberal news media, they'll put out a lot of stuff like, Medicare for all isn't popular with the voters, and we're gonna lose voters if we keep pushing these candidates. So shit like that, like, and Obama coming out and saying, and that's what bothered me the most about Obama. But like all of these like mainstream liberals will come out against Bernie's policies, which are popular amongst people. Medicare for all is very popular amongst people.
I think if Donald Trump had, if he actually had followed through on his promises to deliver a healthcare plan, which remember that he was saying like
Shit was funny as
he,
fuck.
he used to be like, we're putting it out next week, and he said that for like 3 years,
4
4 years, 4 years, yeah,
Well, 5 because
like
he was
even-
saying it on the campaign
even
trail.
before the election.
Yeah.
If he had done
So we're gonna
something
tear it up.
that was like, we're going to get more people covered in healthcare than we have right now with Obamacare.
Yeah.
I think that Donald Trump would have won if he had like made that appeal. If he had just said plainly to people, "You're all going to get healthcare," then I think he would have smoked Joe Biden. I really do. I think that like, and when you're talking about like people getting like, I think the enthusiasm that people had for Bernie in 2016 is comparable to the enthusiasm that people ended up having for Trump in 2016. Where like Bernie could sell out arenas, like people would show up. The thing is, Big T's right that there would have been a lot of Trump voters that voted for Bernie, I think. But also I think there would have been more people that didn't vote that would have shown up to vote for Bernie Sanders.
Especially younger. He had the pulse on the younger.
Yeah, like nobody, there were some people, but by and large, there was nobody that was like, I can't fucking wait to vote for Hillary Clinton.
No,
I
there
can't-
were.
There were some.
I mean, dude,
rare.
they were all the
like,
the girls in my school and
Yeah,
high school
I
were
think
all
that's
like,
what. Yeah,
like
you might be
it's her time.
Yeah.
like, going nuts.
There's I mean that's what the Democrats have that they're running up against in this next election cycle is like, is anybody out there like, I can't fucking wait to vote for Joe Biden?
Yeah.
Like who's the last, have you met a Joe Biden stan?
I actually have.
Really?
That's
There
my
was
guy.
there was a guy in my gov class junior year. His name was Brian, and he loved Sleepy Uncle. He called him Uncle Joe.
Can we get him on the phone now? and see
Actually,
what
let
he
me
thinks?
call.
See how he's doing, yeah.
I was gonna ask though, like right now, who do we think is gonna run for the Democrats in 2020?
He's gonna run again.
I think I said this
It's gonna be
like,
weekend at
can't
Bernie's.
imagine.
He's gonna die, and there's gonna prop his body up.
I think I said 2 weeks ago on the show that I think it's going to be Mayor Pete.
Oh, I can't,
Yeah,
no,
that's
sorry.
right.
Wine
I'm
Cave.
I'm not doing it. I'm not
Mayor
doing
Pete. Mayor Pete is like a lib wet dream
it.
too.
Oh my god, I'm not doing it.
But let's talk about Hillary. Let's get into the H dog.
She killed first at 4 years old.
She got a taste for blood.
It was a homeless man with a
confirmed
knife.
So she was born Hillary Rodham.
In 1947, I think.
That's her maiden last name.
Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Trash name.
HRC.
Sounds like Rodan, the Godzilla monster.
She met Bill at Yale.
So before Yale though, so she went to Wellesley College, which I'm not quite sure where that is.
It's an all-girls
I'm
school,
sure
I
it's-
think, in Mass.
Okay. So she goes to Wellesley College. She was the president of the Young Republicans Club.
Interesting.
But it was there that she starts reading this guy named Saul Alinsky. Do you know about this guy?
I'm familiar with his work.
So he was a very radical left-wing community organizer, which I think is just what communists say their job is. They're community organizers.
That became a meme from Obama because that's what he did. But community organizers, like, why are we? I don't think that we should just like insult every community. There are a lot of people that
what does that mean?
Well, they're the ones who
There's so many organizations out there that do a lot of good work, and it can go anything from like helping single mothers or people helping people that are coming out of jails get jobs, or organizing food drives, there's many
kitchens,
community organizers
things like that. Like,
actually,
we
do more than the government does.
Are we anti-food bank now? Like, if we're anti-community,
I didn't say I was anti-community organizer.
I know, but
It was inferred.
No.
Oh no, but
that's
on the flip side of all
inferring is what you do. It was not implied, which is what I would do.
But on the flip side of all that, they then ensure everyone who attends those gatherings vote a certain way. They're the ones who also get people to the polls and make sure that
sometimes
everyone is voting in a certain way.
People that drive to pick up old people from that attend a church or whatever and take them to the polls, like those are community organizers too.
No, but basically it's like keeping people dependent in voting a certain way to ensure that this is the hand that feeds you, vote this way.
You think that's what food bank organizers are doing?
No, but like
some people's motivation. The majority of grassroots organizations, and this is all anecdotal, but the majority of grassroots organizations that I've come across are genuine people who just they want to help their community in any way that they can.
Isn't Billy also talking about like super PACs?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. What happened over there?
Nothing.
Did Avery fart?
Billy just accused me of farting, which is insane. No, he definitely did.
You have.
Yeah, Billy definitely
looked at me
farted.
and he goes, "Did you fart?" Like, what?
Billy
It's
definitely
on
farted.
video. I have a visceral reaction.
The fart's on video.
Yeah, I mean, look, the video's right there. I wasn't gonna say anything.
Okay.
Until Avery
What do you
got
mean you weren't
angry
going to
about
say
it.
anything until you made a big gesture and you're like, "Oh, Avery, did you beef?"
No, literally, my nose just cleared up, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
You should be thanking him.
Okay, we need to go back and do a forensic examination of the video evidence. See if Billy lifts up a butt cheek.
Anyway, community
Yeah,
organizers.
he definitely did. He definitely did that shit.
I didn't. Whatever.
All right, so let's get back to Hillary. Let's move this along. So Hillary, she
starts getting really into this Saul Alinsky guy. And as I said, she was the president of the Young Republicans Club. She writes her senior thesis about him. And in it, she criticizes him several times, but on the whole, she's down with this guy's vibe. And she said, quote, "If the ideals Alinsky espouses were actualized, the result would be social revolution." That thesis was kept sealed for a very long time. The White House did not want it out. Wellesley College did not want it out either. And I don't remember if it was when Bill left the White House and she became a senator that they finally released it to the public.
Because the implication here would be that Hillary was radical.
Maybe, I guess.
See, that's the thing. It's like that's more of pointing at a boogeyman and being like, "Oh, they're hiding this. She's so radical." She also had like a long career in public service that you can point at and being like, "No, she's bad." Like, there's plenty of stuff to criticize her for, but I don't think anyone ever said Hillary Clinton is like a radical leftist.
Well, so then she goes,
I said, what is radical? Wanting people to have health care? Like, what does that mean?
I think, I don't know, in this case, radical, if you're thinking back to like the 70s, the 60s, like being a communist, being like a full-on communist maybe.
yeah, I would say that's radical.
I don't know, like bombing, like the Weather Underground, bombing government facilities, trying to overthrow the government and install like a communist society. Is that might be what they're getting at? That would actually rock if that's what
That's
Hillary
what I'm saying. I was
Clinton
like,
was writing
wait,
about.
hold
back
on,
in-
man.
back
Let me
in the
rethink
60s.
my disdain for this woman.
She's really playing the long game.
Well,
on this
hey,
one.
you'll like this.
All right, let's talk
So
about it.
then she goes to Yale Law School, where she meets Bill Clinton. She interns at a law firm in Oakland that was very well known for radical causes, and two of its four partners were either current or former Communist Party members.
Fire.
Okay.
So she does that there. So now she's with Bill. Are you familiar with how she and Bill got married?
I'm not.
So Bill proposes to her like 5 or 6 times, and she says no every time. She said, there was a quote somewhere. It said she was uncertain if she wanted her future tied to his, which is so laughable that I can't believe that was ever said.
Well, in what way? Because you can make the argument both ways on that one.
Well, she made very sure from then on that her future was tied to his.
Right.
Through after it shouldn't have been.
Right. I was gonna say, like, she was right about that in one way, that like she entered into a marriage that just she became like the most disrespected wife on planet Earth for a period of time.
Yeah.
But also being married to Bill afforded her a lot of political opportunities down the line.
So that's what I'm saying. You say no to marrying this guy 5 times, and then you finally decide, well, might be a good idea.
Yeah.
This guy looks like he's a real rocketing up the charts. So she finally gets married to him, keeps her last name, and then they move to Arkansas, where she becomes a faculty member at the University of Arkansas Law School. That explains a lot, to be honest with you. She spent too much time around. Those are some of the worst people you'll ever find, University of Arkansas. I looked, so I found...
Unpack that a little bit. What makes Arkansas different than, I don't know,
I'm going to go ahead and back you on this one, dog.
than Georgia or...
I got arrested in 2006, and I got suspended for a game. And the game that I came back, these fuckers had my mugshot in the stands. It's like a big picture of my mugshot. Oh, wow.
So they're not only the worst people, they're also the dumbest, which is a very dangerous
I ain't going there.
combination.
I was in that specific student section.
No, they're the worst. Them and Vandy, because Vandy is terrible in their own unique way that Georgia and Arkansas and Florida are not. But Arkansas, as the yokels go, are the worst.
What is a yokel?
Hillbilly.
I've never heard this. This
It's a slur from the deep south.
It's a deep
not
cut.
a
Yeah. That's like, that's almost like...
It sounds mad disrespectful, dog. You fucking yokel.
It
Like,
is.
that's bad,
It
dog.
is.
Yeah.
I've heard that more often towards like Appalachia. The yokels.
But it just means like a hillbilly.
Yeah.
Like,
Really? Is it racist?
It means
I
that.
mean,
I'm
toward
just gonna-
white people, if anything.
I'm gonna put it I'm gonna put that one in my lexicon. I'm gonna
I
put
mean,
that one in my bag right there.
it's actually-
fucking yokel.
It's actually funny because, like, historically, like, if you think about it, hills are terrible farmland. So if you were from rocky or hilly areas, it means, and that was where you owned land or lived, that means that you owned some of the shittiest land. So it's like the whole idea of hillbilly goes back to like dudes making fun of other dudes for having bad
The
land.
projects of agriculture.
Yeah.
You got shitty
No,
land.
that's probably a pretty good analogy.
A yokel is an uneducated and unsophisticated person from the countryside.
Oh, that's in my bag now, dog. I'm gonna reach for that one a lot.
I usually go
Fucking
toothless yokel as well.
That's a lie. Yeah,
This man over here lives on a hill.
He can't plant any crops.
This man's growing pebbles.
So she's
How's the rock harvest this year,
Yokel.
bitch?
Also, I failed to mention before they moved to Arkansas, she was working in D.C. She worked on the Watergate scandal. She was I forget who she worked.
When
for
did she get into the occult? Fast forward to that part.
Wait, that's
We're laying the
unpack that
groundwork.
later.
Yeah.
But so then she goes and works at the University of Arkansas, and I actually found some of her like faculty reviews, but I would give anything if Rate My Professor was around in the 1970s to read what people said about her as a professor.
Now, I think that we should at least mention she did work on the impeachment trial of Nixon. She worked for the House Judiciary Committee in that. So she was actually very involved. She was on TV
I didn't know that.
as one of the lawyers during the impeachment trial. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's been in politics for a long. Like that was like her goal and her aspiration.
it's the only thing she's ever done.
And anybody that I feel like that was the goal should not be. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like if you want to be a king, you probably shouldn't be king.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. People that make it their career to be a big politician,
Yeah,
not trustworthy.
I agree.
Who was our last president that was really well liked?
Obama.
Yeah, Obama had a good
I think
approval
half
rating.
the country really didn't.
Well,
like
I think
because
I think it was
other
more
reasons.
more than half of the country liked Obama. I think, and by and large, since
But I
he's
mean
been
more
president,
than half though, like 75%.
JFK
like, really
was
liked
probably
this guy.
the. I don't think you'll ever get 75%.
Well, so that's what I'm saying.
I think
So
JFK
I know
is the
the-
last president.
I
that
know
was
the
like,
exact time. It was September 14th, 2001.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably true.
90% of Americans love George Bush.
I don't think that's the case at all. Actually.
For a little while,
Yeah,
everybody was big in on.
Yeah, no, I'm going to say
He
no.
got
he
dealt
had,
a
he had the
tough
highest
hand.
approval rating of any modern president for, I think, like 2 or 3 months
Yeah.
after 9/11.
Yeah, but I don't think that had anything to do with him though.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying.
It had to do with his reaction to the events of 9/11. The immediate
Yeah, no, I
reaction
don't
where he
think
was
so.
just like being a cheerleader, where he was like, "We can do this. Let's all pull together." Most Americans were like, in that moment, they rooted for George Bush to be successful.
Yeah, I don't think that's
What
the
I
case,
was going for though, to Arian's point, is anyone, Republican or Democrat, who thinks like, you know what, I'm fit to lead 330 million people, is probably not the personality type that's going to lend itself to being very well liked very often.
hmm Reagan had a high approval rating too. Now he had a lot of people that hated him,
Yeah.
but I think he had a high approval rating when he was in office.
Yeah. So
Also, I think Bill Clinton had a high approval rating too for a while.
for a little while.
Yeah.
saxophone player.
Yeah.
Arsenio.
Yeah.
What's the John Mulaney joke where he's like, Bill Clinton went on Arsenio and was like, I eat fries. And we're like, we eat fries.
You know who loves Bill Clinton? The Albanians. The Albanians love Bill Clinton because of
Why?
there's statues of Bill Clinton all across.
Because of his intervention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, so I met a bunch of Albanians, from Albania, like not American Albanians. And I was in a bar and Albanians are, they're kind of sketchy people because they're probably more violent than the Italian mob, like the Albanian mob. But I told them my name was Bill and they're like, Bill Clinton. And then they loved me. But they told me this whole we love Bill Clinton so much. Bill Clinton Bill Clinton was the reason why we survived because of the U.S. intervention.
Your accent dropped off at the end.
I know. Well, I wasn't gonna. I got a good Russian accent, but my Albanian is not as good.
Just a
That's
drunk
not bad,
Russian.
man.
No,
That's actually not terrible.
I'm a Russian sleeper cell.
This is a.
I'm not actually American. I'm Russian.
I'm thinking you're a plant.
I'm
Vladdy
absolutely-
football.
I'm here to influence U.S. media. To Russia.
Can you imagine if the Russians hired Billy football?
Or was I Russian the whole time? I'm here to influence, to serve Russian ideals to the American people.
You know what's crazy? He's like more eloquent with his Russian accent than he is with his
No,
regular.
his thoughts are clear
That's what I'm saying.
when he's doing an accent. Yeah.
It's like the thoughts come clear, like they come
Well,
fast.
I just pretend I'm a Russian and I know how a Russian thinks, but when I'm myself, the put together of the language sometimes isn't as smooth.
Billy,
That's
explain
kind of weird.
explain gravity to me, but in a Russian
So
accent.
gravity is law. There is a strict power between two objects of mass. The greater the mass, the greater the attraction. And with that is why the Earth, largest piece of mass that we have, like Hillary ass, right? Great big mass, right?
This is unreal.
That's kind
Billy's
of
way better at podcasting when he does an accent.
I think we need Russian Billy from here on out, dog.
I need a Russian name, not Vladimir. What's Billy in the Russian? I think Vladimir.
I think it is Vladimir.
I think Vladimir is
Go back to the
William.
Russian accent.
Go back.
Yeah, you sound weird talking.
Oh,
You do a terrible American accent.
yes.
All right, so
Yes.
all right, Big T.
The other thing I wanted to say though, when I was talking about how she consistently denied Bill's proposals, can you imagine Bill talking to his buddies and being like, "I've asked her to marry me 4 times," and then them talking by themselves, and it's Hillary Clinton that keeps denying him. They're like, "We gotta save this guy," but
I don't know though.
he's
I see-
simping for Hillary.
But until
ass, though.
I seen this picture he sent to the group,
Yeah.
she thick, bro. She got a little cake back there.
If a buddy of mine
Saying.
introduced me to his girlfriend and it was Hillary Clinton,
But you
and
don't
then
know
he was
she's Hillary back then, though. You feel me?
Probably.
She's probably
Yeah,
because
but,
they was super hippies, super hippies, but then they was smoking weed in college. She's probably the cool guy.
She's probably more fun to chase than to be married to.
Wow, she did have a dump.
I'm telling you, bro.
Think about it.
I didn't know she hides it behind those
Incredible.
woman suits. What are those?
Pantsuits.
Pantsuits. There you go.
That was an asset that could have been great for the campaign.
It's sundress season. You know what I mean? Shout out to that.
Okay, so Bill proposes to her 5 times.
It said I think
Dweeb.
4 or 5, several.
After the third.
I think after the second.
Yeah, I think after the first, actually, I'm like,
yeah.
you know what, my G, it's not for me.
After the first, if she's like, you know what, I do think I want to marry you, but just not right now. You
That makes
maybe get
sense.
one more,
Yeah, and then I try you
but
again,
after the second one,
then you're
that's
like,
it.
you ain't gonna play me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine after the 3rd time going back for another one?
It's a dweeb. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a lot of times.
It's a dweeb.
Is Bill a simp?
Yeah, he was a simp.
Super.
At the time, his behavior changed.
Yep.
I think that a lot of huge simps are also like huge dirtbags who cheat, and it's just like to make up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an interesting proposal.
Wait.
So
let me
that-
run that back real quick.
You're saying like, is it if you love your wife, that means that you're cheating on her?
No, but like if you're like a huge simp, you're making up for like all the infidelity.
Yeah, if you like go overboard with stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, okay,
Well,
let's talk
it
about
can
what's
be
over,
sometimes.
what's overboard.
That's like a theory. I mean, I don't know if guys think about this, but girls, if a girl or a guy, if someone is always posting about their significant other being like, they're the best, I love them, we're the best, we're soulmates, their relationship is probably the shittiest.
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
John
Because-
Teagan or Chrissy Teigen.
Chrissy Teigen, like,
John Legend.
Yeah.
John
like-
Teagan is actually like a great name for him.
you don't have to, like, people that are in healthy, happy relationships usually don't have to brag about the fact that they're in healthy, happy relationships.
That's
Yeah.
an interesting thing to talk about. How often should you post your significant other on social media?
I think it varies. It varies on the relationship.
Right?
If you're married, you can do whatever you want, I think.
I think it has like, if it's not around certain events, I think like for example like graduation, birthday,
Anniversary.
anniversary, trip.
Occasions.
I'm gonna look up Bill Clinton's Instagram right now. See how often
Yeah.
he posts about Hillary.
You know who actually Barack
good for
Obama posts about Michelle a lot, and I find it
Yeah.
endearing.
I think when you talk about public figures like that,
It's they're also not the ones running their own
it's
social media.
yeah, facts, and I think they're trying to brand themselves. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But I'm talking
But
about
I'm talking about
us
a
regular
day.
people.
Yeah, I'm talking a day to day. Like if you're constantly like my
yeah,
blah blah blah, my babe is the best babe. Shut up.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm with that. I think once every 2-3 months is cool.
Bill's not on Instagram, or at least he.
Oh, imagine if he was.
Not a public
got a
account.
burner. He got a
Imagine me
burner.
DMing
Oh, God.
He
Instagram
got a
models.
burner.
So
He's
I'm
gonna DM us.
I'm on Hillary's right now. I'm scrolling back. Nothing about Bill. Nothing about Bill. Nothing about Bill. Nothing about. She's with Pete Davidson.
Oh, he hit. He hit.
Still no Bill.
Is
no
she
Bill.
still thick like that though?
No Bill.
That photo I sent you.
That wasn't recent.
Okay,
though.
here
That
we
was-
go.
That was 2000s. 90s.
Talk about life experience. Can you imagine fucking Hillary Clinton and Kim Kardashian? Opposite ends of the spectrum.
That's
Wow.
wild.
So there's probably like 40 posts, 30 posts that you have to go back to until you get to some with Bill. So that tells you a lot. That tells you a lot. Okay, so
I don't post my shorty just for because like internet is weird, dog. You know what I mean? Internet is weird, and I don't want kind of weirdos in her DMs and shit. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone knows Bill though.
Yeah, but I think I don't know.
But honestly, I think it would be worse. You posting your significant other, like, would probably be 1/10 of the shit that like Hillary and Bill get when they post together.
There's no way they look at their comments. They would off
Well,
themselves.
they
There's
don't.
no
They
way.
don't have Instagram on their phone.
That would.
would
I
they
think
off
Hillary
themselves?
might.
Would Bill off himself, or would he be killed, murdered by the bloodthirsty
Dude,
Hillary?
Adrenochrome must be one hell of a drug.
Do we really think that's a thing?
Eh.
I had somebody tweet me this morning and said, you host a conspiracy show and don't believe in the big three.
Ooh,
What's
big
that?
three.
The big three was
That's
the
some
moon
QAnon
landing,
shit. Oh.
the JFK jaunt.
We
and
talked
I
about JFK.
think- but he said you don't believe in him. He's like, you're a fucking sellout or some shit like that.
JFK didn't exist.
There's a lot of JFK stuff that we talked about that like is very suspicious.
Well, you know who was the front runner for the New York Senate seat in 1999?
We don't.
Oh.
Hillary Clinton.
JFK Jr.
JFK Jr.
Oh, shit.
You know who won it?
Hillary Clinton.
Wow.
Is JFK Jr. the one that died in the plane crash?
Sure is.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. He's supposed to be coming back. So I thought he was supposed to be back already.
He was supposed to be in Dallas last weekend. He stood the city of Dallas up twice.
That's what a shitty dude.
Yeah, I know. They had a big rally and stuff for him, and then he just no-showed.
Yo,
for
I
some
hope
reason.
that would be fucking amazing if that was true.
I actually hope it's true too.
JFK was 100% killed by the mob, though. The whole family was executed.
They had that thing called the Kennedy curse, right?
Yeah. Well,
That's real.
Joe, there's supposed to be a guy who's in the new Peaky Blinders. There's a guy who's based off of JFK's dad, Joe Kennedy, because Joe Kennedy made his whole fortune running whiskey from Canada during Prohibition.
Yeah, he's a drug dealer.
And then he just it was like he wanted to become part of the American aristocracy, and he part of that is like, if you make a ton of money, then you make your children go into politics to control power and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't want JFK to be president. He wanted the older brother, who's named after him, who died in an experimental Air Force test where they were taking huge B-52 bombers filled with bombs and trying to crash them into German bunkers, because that's how they were going to infiltrate Hitler's Alps headquarters, because they thought he was hiding out there. And have you seen Captain America where the Red Skull Man's in the mountains?
Nope.
One of the worst superheroes.
Yeah. But he died because he couldn't jump out of the plane in time, or his chute didn't open when he jumped out. Crazy. But then basically the mob, who Joe Kennedy had connections with through his Prohibition whiskey running, helped get Kennedy elected. And then the sons were like, typical, like we have no problems, we have to fix problems, went against the mob and bit the hand that fed him and got them all killed.
This is all confirmed?
Yeah. Well, that's the theory. That's the theory
It's a
that
confirmed
he
theory
wants
that
you to
the-
believe in.
It's confirmed that Billy just said that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back into it. Billy, you said that you just thought of something?
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard the story of quote unquote Sky King?
Yeah.
About the guy who stole a plane and did some insane aerial movements that some pilots were like, it is insane that he was able to do that. And
Yeah,
then
it was
just-
like 5 years ago, 6 years
yeah,
ago.
he just went out like that.
Yeah, we
They
might
have
have
footage
talked-
of the stuff he did?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
might have talked about it on the show, but
Yeah.
he was an airport worker up in Seattle, and he was in charge of helping the planes get refueled, so he would have to get to the cockpits occasionally. And he would try to I guess he learned a lot of the switches, levers, and he also played flight simulators a lot. And then one day he just stole a passenger plane.
Richard
And-
Russell.
And he took off, flew all over Seattle. People were going outside to watch this plane. They're like, there's a plane outside that's doing flips and barrel rolls and shit. And then he just crashed it into an island on purpose.
Did he die?
Yeah. He was just,
Wow.
everyone was like, he's the nicest dude ever. And he said that he didn't want to hurt anybody. He just, wanted to do some cool stuff and go out. Only thing is, what I later found out is he had a wife who was pregnant. So huge asshole move,
Oh, wow.
but pretty sick flying.
Yeah, good at flying. Separate the art from the artist. Yeah.
But he did types of maneuvers that no one has done with that type of planes. And they said that,
No, I don't think we talked about this. I remembered this.
yeah, we may have
Or
talked
maybe-
about it on PMT, but he was two F-35s were chasing, two F-15s were chasing him, and he was just doing barrel rows and flips and
He fucking mavericked them?
yeah, dude. It was. I mean, I saw it and I was just reminded to bring it up on the show.
That's sick.
All right. So let's get back into Hillary. So when we left off, she had been proposed to 5 times, something like that.
Yeah. So then they moved to Arkansas. Shortly thereafter, Bill Clinton became the governor of Arkansas. And she was the first lady. She was still working at a law firm when she did that also. She worked for a whole bunch of places in Arkansas. And they may have also been involved in Lord knows how many nefarious activities during that time. And then in 1992, Bill Clinton ran for president. Now, I didn't know because I was -5 years old. But so Bill Clinton was accused of an affair running for president.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I had never heard of.
Shit goes way back with him.
With a woman named
Shit,
Jennifer
when he was a
Flowers.
governor in Arkansas, he was getting them allegations.
Yeah,
So-
Jennifer Flowers, Juanita Broderick was another one.
So then his campaign is like spiraling, and he and Hillary go on 60 Minutes, where Bill says he acknowledged causing pain in his marriage despite the fact that he denied the affair. So I don't know how that works.
Yeah, that's classic Bill Clinton for you.
Yeah.
The non-denial denial.
Uh-huh.
Like deny it, but don't say anything that could legally implicate you one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can also jump back to their time when they were in office in Arkansas. Whatever the equivalent of the White House was at Arkansas, the governor's mansion, wherever the governor lived, at the time, they were using essentially slave labor to maintain the grounds, to help like with the landscaping, the servicing of some of the stuff inside as well. She was surrounded by prisoners in the Arkansas State Penitentiary system that were doing her work for her for free. It was essentially like a slave house that she worked in. And you can go back and like a lot of people are like, well, they didn't know what was going on and like what all was happening. I feel like most normal people, if they were living in a house and there were a bunch of people that were around, like prisoners that were working for them, you would get bad vibes from that, and like that would make me very, very uncomfortable to be in that situation, because you would feel like you were a fucking slave owner. But she did not say anything. She continued about her merry way.
Another interesting fact was in 1990, Bill was considering not running for re-election as governor, and Hillary wanted to run, and they ran some like internal polls, and they came back and they were like, you shouldn't do that.
She's a Yankee down there with the yokels.
And so Bill did run again, and he won.
Fucking yokels.
Where's Hillary? Is Hillary from? Where is she from?
She was born in Chicago. I'm not sure if she grew up there also.
She went to Wesleyan. We know that.
Yeah, I know that, in Massachusetts. But
Wellesley.
so
they
Wellesley, not
so they run as a duo. She was very active. I recall her when they were running back in 1992. One of my first like memories is just like I remember seeing Bill and Hillary was next to him all the time. They're like a duo, inseparable. And I mean, first ladies are usually involved in campaigns, but she was like front and center. And she ended up becoming, I think, the first lady to have her own office in the West Wing of the White House. So she was involved in interviewing people for cabinet level positions like secretaries of state, secretaries of, you name it, Treasury, Interior. And she was from the get-go very involved in that process, to the point where people were like, did we elect her too? Like, she was doing the role of a government official, whereas in the past, the first lady role had been like, I don't know, Nancy Reagan in between next sessions saying, hey, kids, don't do drugs. You know, that was the role of the first lady until Hillary got involved.
What was the national perception of her as first lady? Because she had worked in politics before, but like obviously that was the first time on a national scale anybody really like knew her, and she hadn't run for Senate or anything like that yet.
The right wing always hated her, and the right wing always hated the Clinton family, and they spent most of the Clinton presidency trying to find something to get them indicted on. So it goes back to like the Whitewater investment that they had back in Arkansas, where they got involved in a real estate investment and ended up essentially committing fraud, allegedly. And so they nominated a independent investigator to look into that basically from the start. So almost as soon as Bill Clinton became president, they tried to get him arrested for something and tried to get him thrown out of office almost immediately. And Hillary was involved in a lot of those too. And so in fact, like when it ended up getting to the Monica Lewinsky scandal, that was only investigated by Ken Starr because Ken Starr was looking into Whitewater. So the scope of the investigation gradually increased until it became an investigation about the president's sex slave. That was not in the original purview. So it's like if Robert Mueller had ended up coming back and been like, it turns out that Melania back in the day, there was some unscrupulous things that she was doing overseas, And then they got like Melania and Trump in trouble for something that happened back in like, I don't know, the 80s or the 90s, whenever. So the investigation grew from basically, I don't want to use the term witch hunt because I think the Clintons did a lot of shady stuff that probably deserved to be looked into. But it was, the Monica Lewinsky thing came to be obviously because of what Bill Clinton did, but also it was uncovered and brought to the public light because they were essentially trying to end Bill Clinton's presidency from the time he stepped in office.
And then what year was Lewinsky? 97 or 98?
What year did it happen, or what year did it become uncovered?
Either.
Because I think it got uncovered in about 97.
Okay, this says 98.
98, yeah, that sounds right. And I think the actual affair happened back in like 90. I think it was before his re-election campaign. So I want to say like,
oh, so it had been several years.
I think it had been several years, yeah.
That's so wild to think about that, like how famous you have to be that somebody pleases you orally and they become famous because of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking wild to think about.
Yeah. Okay. So it was in like 94, 95 that the affair happened. So it was right before the re-election. I got mixed up. I thought that he got elected in 1990, but he got elected 92, I believe. So it was in his first term that they had the affair, and then they discovered it in the second affair, or in the second term of his presidency.
So now she has rebuffed his advances for marriage a handful of times. He's now cheated on her incontrovertibly multiple times.
Mm-hmm. There was a Paula Jones thing that was going on.
And she's still just rolling merrily along.
They really treated Paula Jones like shit. Paula Jones gets a bad rap because she was just like some like innocent lady that got seduced by Bill Clinton, and she was like by all accounts a very nice person. And then they went big T on her, and they like the press just called her like a hillbilly trash. I forget who it was. Somebody said like drag a $20 bill through a trailer park and you'll be surprised what gets stuck to it. And they were essentially saying that she was, after a money grab when she was actually like she was physically and sexually assaulted by Bill Clinton. But that's where we get into the stuff that I'm like, the Clinton family, they suck ass. They're scummy pieces of shit.
Which one of them is worse?
I think Bill Clinton's low-key an idiot. He's like a fool.
Fool.
Yeah.
I like that word because he's really smart. He's an exceptionally smart guy. Oh yeah,
right. But
dude, Bill Clinton is a very, very smart
I don't think
person.
he's capable of calculated terribleness. I think all his terribleness is just like reptilian brain.
Let me give you an example of his calculated terribleness. So Bill Clinton, I want to say it was the night that he got subpoenaed, where he gave the bad testimony, where he essentially had to admit to having an improper affair. It was the day after one of those big events in the Lewinsky investigation where everybody was talking about, okay, yeah, Clinton got his dick sucked. He then authorized 2 missile strikes overseas, and one of which was a soap factory that he ended up bombing. And he did that because he was trying to just, like, it was literally the day after it happened.
Yeah, but
he was trying to distract everybody.
But I don't think he is the one who orchestrated that.
You
I think he's an absolute puppet. I think it was like someone in his cabinet, maybe even Hillary, being like, how do we get this off the fucking, how do we get people to stop talking about this? We should, Bill, order a missile strike.
I think it was Bill. I don't think it was like somebody. I don't think Hillary was like, hey, Bill, I know that you're in trouble because you cheated on me and one of your interns was sucking your dick, but I've got a great idea to get you out of this jam.
So I was thinking about it. I don't think Bill and Hillary actually ever had a love marriage. I think it was just a calculated partnership. And I think Hillary was definitely, it was just an open marriage for diplomatic necessity.
It could have been.
Yeah, I don't.
But still, I would assume that part of that open marriage would be
Don't get caught.
Yeah,
Don't get
please
caught.
don't have this on the news every night.
Nuts.
Yeah, but if they were doing it so much,
You say they? Do you got some Hillary tea to spill?
I bet Hillary was definitely tracking a lot of suitors. Probably wanted to. She was definitely. House
Do you
of
have any
Cards.
tea though?
No, I do not have
Gotcha.
any exact tea. But soon, after we get through a lot of it, I'm going to delve into the deepest Hillary Clinton conspiracy, including Huma Abedin, and I'm going to try to find
Yes.
the dark shit
Yes.
live. Well, recording live, me doing it.
Live to
We're
tape.
gonna have the FBI pounding on the
Yeah,
bar
so
stool.
if we get who the hell?
It's Pete. It's all business Pete. He's
Yeah.
doing these searches.
I got Google Incognito up. I got DuckDuckGo. We're going deep, everybody.
Yeah, you better be on DuckDuckGo because if you just Google it, you're not going to find anything.
I know.
So yeah, the missile strikes. One was on a target in Afghanistan where he was trying to take out alleged Al Qaeda leadership. Didn't get anybody important on that one. And then the other was on a what he said was a chemical nerve gas factory in Sudan. Turned out it was just a pharmaceutical place, and all the evidence they had was like a soil sample that was connecting nerve gas to this place in Sudan, which was a fucked up sample that they used. And so there was absolutely nothing that they got there.
Dude, like
it just killed innocent people.
Like imagine if you had no idea. You're just going through your day to day. You're just like going to your work, and then just the U.S. government blows up your shit, and you're just like, what? Like anywhere around the world that's not America, like you could hypothetically be bombed just because the U.S. government thinks that there's something there.
Yeah. No, that's what happened. And
Yeah.
and then they never really apologized for that either. But it's been proven that it was not the target that they said it was. And so like the timing of it was so suspicious. I'm sure that he had his justification at the time so that he could say, here's why we did it and here's the evidence that points towards it. But it was 1,000,000% just to distract from the fact that people were talking about his dick.
I also heard that he is infertile and Chelsea is not his daughter.
Okay, let's talk about it. Where'd you
Yeah.
hear that?
I heard it from my buddy
Okay.
who's a Marine from Arkansas, whose grandfather was a urologist.
You know who else is from Arkansas?
The Clintons.
Bill Clinton.
Right.
Okay.
So the room around town was he like
room around town. All right,
he
I'm taking care of
he-
all of Billy's ghost words as he
no.
says. them
So
out
he
loud.
knew his grandfather was Bill. His grandfather either was Bill Clinton's urologist or knew Bill Clinton's urologist, and said that Bill Clinton was
Pretty much the
infertile, and was infertile, and Chelsea's not Bill's daughter.
Have you looked at Chelsea
Yeah, she
Clinton?
kind of looks just like him.
She doesn't look like Bill.
I think she.
I think
does.
She looks like Hillary.
I think she looks like both.
I also think he got a straight son out there too. You seen, buddy?
Oh, yeah.
Danny Williams.
yeah, man.
Who is
That
this?
shit crazy. A black dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
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 From Arkansas.
Just
Uh-huh.
look him up and see the similarities.
So the tabloid magazine The Star commissioned a paternity test to prove whether or not this guy was Clinton's biological son, and then they say that they debunked it. It's unproven. It's an unproven claim, but he does claim to be Bill Clinton's son. Here's what I'll say that Bill Clinton is a smart guy. If you've ever driven through Hope, Arkansas, which is where he's from, it's like the smallest, poorest, most depressing town that I've ever been through. I had Sonic there one time. I used to take that highway back and forth when I was going from like DC to Austin. And so I've been through Hope like 3 or 4 times, and it is not a good place at all. And to think that like just a poor dude that was born here ended up becoming president, you have to be very smart to be able to do that. I think Bill Clinton is a very smart
But
guy.
also, I feel like people find someone like that who have a story and know they're electable and then just use them as a puppet.
When was the last time somebody that grew up dirt poor got picked out to be like a puppet for something though? I feel like usually
no, that's exactly how tons of like people with inspiring stories, because that's how you get elected. Like I started from nothing.
his story was like he grew up dirt poor. There are a lot of people that grow up dirt poor.
Right. But he
To even get to the place
Right.
where you meet somebody that's like, your story is inspiring, I can make you into a politician, coming from where he came from, you probably also have to be smart to get to that point. I just think that he's smart. I don't think that he uses his intelligence for the right things frequently, but I think you can't deny that he was smart.
I think a lot of positions that are assholes are smart. Like
Yeah.
not
Ted
all
Cruz
of them.
is very smart.
Yeah, I think he's a smart dude. I just think he's a dick. You have to in order to like who's Farrakhan? Farrakhan got roasted for saying that Hitler was wickedly great, right? And in a sense, I understand what he's talking about. He's saying like, in order to corral people in that mass, like you have to have a certain amount of greatness in the context of bad intentions, but you still that is moving people in that way is still a charm. You have to have a charm and a certain wit about you.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this Danny Williams guy.
You don't see it?
I don't buy it.
I don't know, man. Yeah, no, I don't buy it either, but it's funny as hell because he be on his bumper.
So he's verified on Twitter, which is pretty funny. And every tweet he sends, it's just like, so he posted a picture of his son. He says, "My baby boy, # Bill Clinton grandson." Like this is this guy's entire
this is life,
identity.
Okay, I'm on it right now. Danny Williams verified. I'm the son of the 42nd president of the United States, Bill Clinton. # Clinton kid. # Bill Clinton's son. That's his profile. Now, there is somebody that I follow who follows Danny Williams.
I've got 2
Oh,
actually.
you got 2?
Yeah.
So my one is Hank.
Yeah. Playboy Marty also follows him.
Oh, Playboy Marty does. Yeah, Hank follows this guy. I'm curious why.
And his pinned tweet is a picture of him and Bill Clinton, obviously not together, it's side by side, and it says, "Even though you abandoned me and only took care of Chelsea, I still want to thank you for giving me life. Happy Father's Day at Bill Clinton."
Facts. Danny Williams.
Fuck.
I really don't see it.
Jesus.
Like, I thought it was going to be like a striking resemblance.
Guys,
I'm going to FaceTime Hank again. He owes me a FaceTime.
Hey, send his profile. I can't find it on Twitter.
It's at DANNEY_Williams.
Some of the pages
There you go.
are funny. Someone just has ultra magnet in their bio.
Yo, this is his whole life. Like his profile picture, his
Hey, Hank. Hey, you're on Macrodosing. All the Macrodosians will be pumped to have you on.
Awesome. Tell them I'm in a meeting.
Oh, you're in a meeting? Can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
So we, through our episode, we landed on Bill Clinton's alleged son in Arkansas on Twitter, Danny Williams, and only one person that I follow follows him, and it's you. So I was curious to your mindset. Like, what have you learned about Danny Williams?
Dude, he looks exactly like Bill Clinton.
It's you and Playboy Marty.
Yeah, you and Playboy Marty both follow him. So he does look a little bit like him.
I'm not like a big unfollow guy. Like, I'll follow someone for one reason, then like I'll hear about it years later. But I think when I found out about it, I was like, holy shit, this story's gonna break. It never did.
One day it will though, and you'll be an early adopter.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Oh.
I got my finger on the pulse.
Okay, I'll let you get back to your big important meeting.
All right, sweet. Thank you.
All right, see ya. That was Hank.
Hank the hater.
Hank the hater, famous Macrodosian Hank.
Yeah.
So I would like for this to be true. I don't think that
There
it is.
is a resemblance though.
Yeah, there's a resemblance. Yeah.
You can't say there's none, Big T.
How big is he? That makes a difference because Bill Clinton's a big dude. Isn't he like 6'3", 6'4"?
He's pretty tall, yeah. I really don't see it.
That's wild.
I kind of see it,
I see it, dog.
but like I want to see what the mother looks like so I can subtract her.
He's in his Twitter header.
Look at her header, yeah.
I want to subtract her features away from Bill Clinton. You know what I'm saying?
Billy geneticist.
What if he was Hillary's son? Secret son.
Secret son.
Yeah. And Obama's dad is the
Look
dad.
at the ears. The ears are a big tell of genetics and also identifying people.
Big T, I'm curious to know, through your research, have you come across anything about Hillary smelling like sulfur?
Unsubstantiated reports.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing you're gonna find on Google.
Do you want to? Do we want to go into the deep dark stuff that I found?
Well,
No, not yet,
in a
'cause
second, so Bill's president. This is just a fun fact I learned. She runs for Senate in 2000 in New York. Do you know who her campaign manager was?
Hume Abedin.
Arguably the only person worse to ever do it in politics.
I don't know.
Another famous New York politician.
I don't know.
Very recent.
AOC.
Yeah.
when she
yeah.
was 19.
Wait, no.
Maybe not
No,
even.
No,
would've been like
AOC
10.
would have been like 9.
Wait, what are we talking about?
I mean, Billy was seeing movies by himself. AOC was running campaigns.
The look on Billy's face though when he thought he might have uncovered like a dastardly web of Democratic politics.
More disliked than AOC.
No.
More disliked
Nancy
than that?
Pelosi. Wait, recent?
Very recent.
Schumer.
Bill de Blasio
Oh, that
Really?
motherfucker.
was her campaign manager in 2000. Talk about two of the woats teaming up.
I would, dude. I fucking hate Bill De Blasio.
He's the worst to ever
dude,
do
I
it.
fucking like literally.
Warren Wilhelm
hate
Jr. by
his-
the
Yeah.
way is his
Is
actual
this a
name.
teed off?
Yeah.
Talk about it,
And I
man.
think it's like everyone who lived in New York City for the last however many years he was mayor off.
Yeah, I'm not hip. Why do we not like my guy?
He was just kind of a doofus, and everybody's got a different reason to hate him.
Kills groundhogs.
Yeah, that's Billy's reason.
One of the just absolute dumbest people to ever live.
That's tough.
He killed Puxatawny Phil.
Aaron, you should look up a picture
Shout out
of
to
him
that.
when the Nets were in the playoffs.
I literally had it pulled up.
There we go. That's what he wore. Now,
Oh, wow.
is there a picture of him without the shirt on because he was wearing the jersey on bare skin?
That's kind of lit though. That's why.
Really?
Why don't we like that?
No, that's how he was trying to get hip with the youth.
As like a 60-year-old man.
He's dweeby, but I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a dweeb. He's a doofus.
yeah.
But also like as a mayor, he was horrific.
Yeah, he was not good.
The New York has not recovered.
Yeah.
From his policies.
Yeah.
What's his worst policy, Billy?
Fucking.
He hated football.
He took away snow days.
That's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, COVID, he dramatically mismanaged,
Yeah, I think
killed the city.
I think that's more on Cuomo.
Dude,
I think than
When
it
he
is on
offered-
De
when he
Blasio.
offered Shake Shack to people for getting a vaccine shot.
Yeah.
He
Well,
was just
did it
eating on
work?
stage.
That's legit though. Shake Shack is bomb.
It's delicious.
I don't think we talk
destroyed
about how
small
Shake
businesses.
Shack is.
Shake Shack is good.
Shake Shack is up there with.
Oh, he stopped the collection of trash during COVID, and people had all this trash, but his trash was getting picked up. So what all the people did around his neighborhood was took their trash and they threw it onto his lawn. Yeah.
That's pretty lit, actually. Are you indicting yourself right now?
No, I'm just kidding.
So Hillary runs for Senate 2000 after JFK Jr.'s death in a plane crash, allegedly.
Right.
Still might be alive. We don't know.
And then from there, everybody pretty much, knows the story. She became a senator.
Well,
She
no,
ran for.
See, this is the stuff that I'm pissed off about from when she's a senator, like stuff that she actually did and voted for, like
The Iraq War.
the Iraq War. Boom, she was a hard yes on it, and then like a lot of politicians try to do, they try to backtrack, and in 2002, she voted for the authorization for the use of military force in Iraq, and she said that she wanted to give George Bush the strongest possible position to lead our country in the United Nations or in war. And she said that she only voted to authorize the war to show Saddam Hussein that the country was united, which is stupid as fuck. That's such a bad reason to do anything, is to be like, what she's saying is everyone else is doing it. But in reality, I think she thought that the Iraq war was a good idea. And then afterwards, she changed her stance and said that she thought it was a vote to put the inspectors back in. So she didn't realize that she was voting for the war. She thought that she was voting for more inspections. And then she said, based on the facts and assurances that I had at the time, this was a good idea, which is just bullshit. Anybody that says that after, like, she's been in politics basically her whole life, and she didn't realize that sometimes people make shit up if they want to go to war. She's either dumb or she's corrupt, or probably both. So that to me, like anyone that voted, like Joe Biden, I'm pretty sure Biden voted for the Iraq War as well.
Yes.
Fuck him. Like that's anybody that did that is stupid as shit. At the time, anybody with two brain cells to rub together, we were saying like this is a bad idea. Don't start a war. We're not going to send people overseas. It's not going to be as easy as you think it's going to be. No one has a plan for what's going to happen afterwards. Like people were saying all that before it happened. It wasn't just like retroactively saying.
No, there's protests about it.
Yeah, there were massive protests. Everybody was saying it was a bad idea. So, and especially, how dumb do you be? Like, I could even give more of a pass for Republicans at the time that voted for it because their guy, the president, was pushing for it, and so you can always use the like party lines excuse. You have to be dumb as a sack of shit as a Democrat to authorize that. Like what was everybody thinking back then?
I don't think they cared. I think that's leftists' gripe with establishment Democrats is that they're with the military industrial complex, the school to prison pipeline. They uphold those kind of status quos. Democrats, war is profitable. War is absolutely profitable for people who have.
Sorry.
Yep.
And so I think we pretend like we don't like war, but we're always in war somewhere.
Yep. And then she also authorized for regime change in Libya. Didn't learn shit after that, and gave the go ahead. It was her recommendation to do that. Well, she also said that she was like paying other countries back for their support that they gave us in Afghanistan, and so she's like, well, the UK wants regime change over in Libya. France wants it. So, they did us a solid back in 2001. So let's do this war for them too.
Gaddafi wanted to establish a Middle Eastern petrodollar and create an allegiance so that if you look at what Gaddafi did for his country, like,
Is Billy, are you a Gaddafi stan?
He wore some cool sunglasses.
He had an awesome look.
He was he knew what
he
he was
had
doing.
hella hoes.
We need another like general/president somewhere in the world, like a bad guy that just wears the military uniform with all his own medals and ribbons and shit that he gets to make up. That's a good look. Like, say what you want about what he did, but as
Bad guy.
as a bad guy,
bad guy, but
his fashion was incredible.
I did a deep dive into some of his laws he passed and like what he did for his people, and I don't know. Seems like someone was about to get rich from their natural resources in their country and got offed.
Okay,
Talk about it. I'm for that.
There is some truth to, like, if you want to get rich off your own resources, not let multinational corporations in to take some of the profit from you, you're going to piss off a lot of powerful people. That's very true. Also, I want to know how deep this alleged deep dive was that you went on with Gaddafi.
Well, it was a couple TikToks.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
No, Gaddafi legislation. It was basically a lot.
You go through his voting record.
He said Gaddafi legislation.
So Gaddafi.
It's good. Are you saying Gaddafi?
Gaddafi.
Oh, I wasn't sure if I was hearing it right.
Either way.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's K.
It could be a Q, it could be a G.
Wow. Okay.
I'm seeing some
Stand
G's.
corrected.
There's some Q's as well.
Yeah, I've always heard it pronounced.
He
Gaddafi.
did. Okay, a couple of his forces committed serious international humanitarian rights violations,
which is always fun to levy against other countries, but never
Yeah.
fun
Yeah.
to levy against ourselves.
but basically didn't let multinational corporations have access to the oil, and then was very resistant to him and wanted to have his own people sort of receive it. But he also
He dabbled in genocide. Dabbled in it.
yeah.
There are a lot of bad people in the world.
Yeah.
He's not cracking anybody's top 5.
I mean, he's not putting up CCP numbers, but
Correct.
do you guys want to hear Hillary Clinton laughing about how she got a child molester off?
What's the
Like-
phrasing on that? What's the punctuation on that?
Hearing her laugh.
Yeah. Well, she explains what she did.
Yeah,
She
I'm down
represented. She was
I don't know
a
the story.
public defender and represented a guy. I think it was when they lived in Arkansas, who was accused of that. I don't know what Billy's gonna play. I haven't heard it,
I also have another recording,
but
which
I
is
just
terrifying.
know the situation. And in fairness, I believe she did ask to be removed from the case, but she couldn't. So I'm not sure what this is, but
Hit it.
All right, let me pull it up. Other cases, a really tough client.
Oh, you don't have it.
I have it right here.
are we sure this is real?
Can we do everybody's favorite Hillary soundbite? Because I have one. I have an all-time.
Oh, I
one.
have
got
one
one too.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
what was sad about it was that the prosecutors had
Basically, that last part, I don't know if you could hear it, but here's the transcription. He took a lie detector test. I had him take a polygraph, which he passed, which forever destroyed my faith in polygraphs. And then she started laughing about how she got him off through faking a polygraph. So,
Okay. I've got my sound clip. Arian, do you have yours?
Oh, yeah, that's a quick Google search away.
I don't want
Let
to
me
steal
get
yours
mine.
though.
Is it with a multinational recording artist?
No.
Okay, bet.
Okay, here's mine. This is Hillary Clinton in Selma, Alabama, on the campaign trail.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far.
What the fuck?
At a black church in Selma, Alabama.
What
yeah.
the fuck was that?
Yeah,
bro?
that was Hillary Clinton doing her African American voice. Let's run that back. You want to hear it again?
Yeah.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far.
Hillary code switching?
Yeah, that's her code switching.
So I just remembered it's not a Hillary soundbite, but it was probably the most awkward political clip I've ever witnessed in my entire life. Mary J. Blige sings about the plight of black people in America to Hillary Clinton, and it's just the most awkward thing
I remember
that you
that.
could possibly sit there and watch. It is so weird, dog. So let's see if they're at the end.
If an officer stops you, always be polite and never run away. Promise, mama, you'll keep your hands inside.
wait,
Is it a gun? Is it a knife?
Is
Is
sh-
it a wallet?
that's Bruce Springsteen.
This is your life. It ain't no secret.
Yeah, that's a Bruce Springsteen song.
It ain't
American
no
Skin.
secret. No secret, my friend. You can get killed just for living in your American skin.
It's actually a good song.
Hillary's rocking out to it.
41 shots.
I've never seen that.
41
Watch the whole
shots.
that was one with like shit in the background and shit. Bro, watch the one with just them two. Hillary's like looking in her eyes and just trying to vibe. Like it's the funniest, most awkward shit I've ever seen. dog.
Mine is one of the greatest vines of all time. It opens on a shot of a koozie on a can. It says more like Chillery Clinton. Am I right? That's what the koozie says. And then she goes.
All right.
I still say that twice a week to this day.
All right. Now I have the audio of Hillary Clinton murdering and torturing a child.
That's Billy's favorite.
Now we're getting to the good stuff.
Yeah. So there's this connected to the Pizzagate conspiracy, which was from her emails, which had ridiculous amounts of money being allocated to buying hot dogs and chicken and hot dogs, which was the base of all of it.
Isn't that basically your diet, Billy?
I was going to say, as someone whose credit card statement, if I'm referring to myself, probably has a lot of chicken and hot dogs on there. I don't know that that's evidence that.
Right. But to
I hope
cater,
that's not used
but
against
especially-
me.
to
Well,
cater
yeah,
an event
Especially from Billy too. Like Billy, I imagine that Billy's diet
and
is like
pizza
90% chicken and hot dogs.
and so no, but this is where it gets weird. Would you
Didn't deny
how
it.
much do you look up a catering cost for a hot dog cart for about 100 people?
Let me whip one of those up.
I'll
real
tell
quick.
you something though. I watched
I guess
Arian
such
buy
a
a hot dog
specific-
last night. That shit costs $4.50 now. Thank you,
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically she was spending upwards of like $100,000 on hot dogs, chicken, and pizza.
$100,000
Yeah,
for one thing.
for one event.
And what was the event?
Just like some fundraisers for her and her friends. But that's what it was based on. I'm not saying that, but like there's just weird stuff in the emails. But basically that caused the whole Pizzagate thing. They thought that the pizza place that they were
Code
giving,
names.
they thought that the pizza place where they were giving all that money was like they were having pizza parties there. for $200,000 to
We
rent
should do
out
a
for the night.
Pizzagate episode.
We should, yeah.
Yeah,
Pizza,
but
people aren't talking about Pizzagate anymore. That was
A
real
guy-
hot for like
dude,
a year.
a guy showed up with a gun to the Pizzagate
Yeah,
place and was just like, "Let the kids out."
Did he fire a shot?
Yeah, he started
He fired-
firing
oh,
the air.
shit.
He was like, "Let the kids out."
Which,
right now."
listen, if you believe the Pizzagate conspiracy, that's the thing to do.
Facts.
That guy's the only one who, if you say you believe
Yep.
that there are hundreds of children being raped in a pizza shop and you don't show up with a gun, then you're a horrible person.
Exactly. That's what I was saying about Alex Jones in
Exactly.
episode
January
1,
6th.
which is either Alex Jones, if he actually believes all the shit that he says, and especially the stuff about 9/11, and he's not actively participating in a violent revolution, he is a pussy. He's a big capital P pussy. But the thing is, he doesn't actually believe in all that stuff.
Yeah, so then in accordance to that, there was a video that circulated on Facebook that claims that it's called like, what is Frazzledrip? Fake Hillary Clinton video builds on Pizzagate conspiracy. Basically, there was a video apparently of Huma Abedin and Hillary Clinton sexually assaulting and murdering a young girl, and they then cut off and wore the girl's face.
All right, so if I could give some notes on this video.
Politicians, celebrities, and other lead figures were sexually abusing or consuming the remains of children, often in satanic rituals to worship the god Moloch.
You got to go like with one of those three. You can't dive right into like sexually assaulting, murdering, and wearing the face.
Well,
You just say like murder or sexually assaulted at first and see how that plays. But I mean, can I get you to say that the Pizzagate thing is not real?
yeah, no, it's not real.
Okay, so then this thing on top of that was building off the thing that already wasn't real with more stuff that's even more not real.
But how do we know that the video is not real?
Because I'm pretty sure that Hillary Clinton would be in jail. It'd probably be on every news channel if there's a video of it.
Is
Well,
this what
we've
they-
proven they're not going to put Hillary in jail.
What this,
Yeah.
that's what,
In
that's,
fairness, I don't believe this, but
I don't.
well, that's my question. So of the WikiLeaks like that exposed these emails, like I hear Republicans clamoring lock her up. For what? Is it for this shit?
deleting the emails.
She was hosting her emails on a private server, and there were a lot of them that went missing.
Uh-huh.
And you're not supposed to do that, especially in her capacity as Secretary of
that
State.
retroactively were deemed to have classified information on them.
Yeah,
So, she's deleting
and
stuff
this
that has
wasn't like-
classified information.
Yeah, and this wasn't like she was using a private email address. Like she had a server.
I don't even know what a server is. I ain't gonna lie.
Something that a normal person would never need
Got you.
and it was
to store tens
Designed-
and tens of thousands of emails.
it was designed to keep all of her information that she had on that computer
And they found these
completely
emails,
private. So they found some of them, but others were completely deleted.
and we don't know the.
Never know what was on them. That's the thing.
And so the ones that we did find, what was on them?
really, like, there was some stuff on there with like her communicating with CNN and stuff that people on the left could point to and be like, this is the DNC working with CNN.
Gotcha.
There was some stuff on there that was then got scooped up by the Pizzagate people. It was like they keep talking about spirit cooking and all these weird art installations, and they keep using the code name of cheese, like cheese pizza, and that it really means like 9-year-old boys. And so people just really followed a lot of signs that were there that were not necessarily truthful. And then actually a lot of people now that are big in media got famous by being the loudest first people to talk about how Hillary Clinton was like keeping kids locked up in the basement of the Comet Ping Pong.
Well, what did come out of this was the Epstein case. They've discovered that there were people going to, like, there was sexual abuse of children going on, and there were many friends of Epstein's who were also supposedly implicated in Pizzagate.
Yeah. I mean, the pedophiles got tied into it for sure, but there was absolutely nothing going on at Comet Ping Pong. It was just a fun place to hang out. If you've ever been to DC, Comet Ping Pong was always fun. But there was,
That was the shop.
yeah, it was
Also, it was a known shop,
it was a pizza place.
but it was like a known pizza.
Yeah,
place.
yeah, it was
Something
like pretty
Podunk.
big. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And there was a kid named Seth Rich that was working, I think he was working for Hillary or the DNC.
He worked for the DNC. I
DNC,
think.
yeah, he was working for the DNC, and he was killed in a robbery in DC. And then after his death, a bunch of people started saying like Hillary had him killed because he was the one that leaked the emails to WikiLeaks and all that stuff. And he was just like a kid that was working for the DNC that got murdered, and his family is fucking furious about it because all these people in the media were like, well, he was the leaker and he found out all the secrets about Hillary. And his family's like, no, because of the fact that people keep bringing this up and kept giving bad tips to the police department, it negatively impacted the investigation of her son's murder. Their son's murder, I don't think, has ever been caught.
Oh, wow.
And so the family's like really pissed off at the people that tried to tie those in. So there's a lot of conspiracies about Hillary that go around that aren't true. And sometimes a lot of people see those and they're like, no, she's just the victim of a big smear campaign from the right. And it's like, no, there's plenty of bad stuff about Hillary on her own without having to make stuff up about her.
Yeah. One of the things that I did want to bring up was, or was you done? I don't want to cut anybody off.
Yeah, Billy, did you have anything else?
I mean, do you want to listen to this recording?
No, I don't want to listen to the recording of a child getting murdered.
But
we can't even put that in the podcast.
Yeah, I don't even think
it's
that's
on
a thing.
YouTube.
Oh, so then it's definitely fake. Dude, YouTube will take this episode down if I mention 3Chi.
That's facts.
I know.
I'd like to stray away from that.
Yeah.
Smart call by Avery. That's why Avery's a great producer.
I just have never found everyone talks about this video.
Why are you looking for a video of a child being murdered?
No, I'm
Magic?
not. It's definitely fake, right? So I just want to see.
I don't
Billy,
know.
You were literally talking to us yesterday as if it was like the word of God.
But even
No.
if it wasn't, like,
Let's get.
you want to see a fake
I
video
don't-
of
I
a
don't-
child
I
being
don't.
murdered? Let me see your emails, Billy.
No, you know what? Cut this part. This is so bad.
This is bad, Billy.
Here's
terrible.
Here's the thing about Hillary is like she's in the whole email thing. She definitely had some bad stuff on there. Like who deletes that many emails?
I mean, tell me, because I didn't care, never cared enough to look into this.
But we'll never know what was on there, so it's like impossible.
Well, they found some stuff. I don't remember exactly what, but it was classified information that was not supposed to be hosted.
That might be one of
private.
my biggest pet peeves about our government and the agencies that investigate them is like when some juicy shit come out, redacted. Redacted.
Yeah.
Redacted. Just let the shit fly. If you going, then don't tell us anything. Then
Yep.
silly.
Hey, here you go, Billy. So, the Frazzledrip thing, that video that you're talking about,
Yeah.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is a big proponent of that. So she commented on a Facebook post about this, and Greene said, "This was another Hillary hit." So
You want to get into the body count?
she said, I post things sometimes to see who knows things. Most of the time people don't. I'm glad to see your comment. I've decided it's time to start doing a lot more videos and engage further in the fight. Most people honestly don't know so much. The MSM disinformation warfare has won for too long. So that's why she posted a video.
I actually saw a tweet from her today or yesterday. Do you think she
You
runs?
follow her?
No.
Oh,
Oh, hell no. I hate her. Do you think she runs her own social media?
I think so.
I
don't
think so
any,
too.
I don't think any politician does except for Trump.
Well,
No,
so
I
I
think she does.
would have said the same thing, but reading her tweets, I'm like, I think this is just her.
Really?
Yeah.
I think so.
Which
She opens up the bird like all of us.
yeah.
I
Damn.
believe so.
I don't think that any politician should be on Twitter. I think that it rewards and incentivizes the wrong type of behavior for elected officials.
I agree.
To make things more about themselves and to start angling for their post-politics career or just
agree.
really draw a lot of attention to themselves for bad reasons. But if you do post on Twitter as a politician, you should have to do it yourself. It should have to come from your fingers to the bird. There should be no director of communications. It's your brain to the internet.
Straight to the bird, dog.
Straight to the bird, no filter.
All right, so what I wanted to bring up was, and I don't want to go too in depth in this because it can get a little deep, but it's the relationships with Haiti.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you poke around, people in Haiti don't really fuck with the Clintons in general. A big reason, and this is tying to Hillary. There's Bill's shit, but this is more about Hillary. Is she was Secretary of State, I believe, when there was that big earthquake in Haiti.
Yeah.
And so she was ipso facto in charge of the funds, and I think they had, let's see, 13 billion was pledged by international donors for Haiti's recovery. And the source of this is the Office of Special Envoy for Haiti. What is the actual number? 9.6 of that went to the Haitian government. 36 million went to Haitian organizations, and the rest went to non-Haitian organizations. And while, to be fair, most people who criticize Hillary say that she was directly in charge of the funds. That's not entirely true, but so 9%. So only 9% of the entire stash went to Haitian people, and they say the bulk of it went to UN agencies, international aid groups, private contractors, and donor countries that own civilian and military agencies. They said, for example, the Pentagon billed the State Department hundreds of millions of dollars for sending U.S. troops to hand out bottled water and keep order on the streets of Haiti's ravaged capital. So shit like that. But like I said, she wasn't directly like making all the calls, but if you're overseeing something like that, there's no way you let that much money.
It's got to be better than 9%.
It's got to be better than 9%, man.
Yep.
So to this day, people in Haiti don't really fuck with them. That, and on top of all of this stuff that their foundation it's a litany of list of shit like that in Haiti. And so granted, they've done good. I look at it like when people argue with me about Bill Gates, like he's done probably some shitty things, but like his foundation has done a lot of good, like really a lot of good. And I imagine this is the same. I haven't looked into it, but I imagine they've done some pretty good things, and then there's some shit that's just questionable.
They grease the wheels a little bit sometimes.
A little bit.
Yep.
I remember seeing footage from Haiti of just like tons and tons of aid that was just at the port that couldn't be distributed.
Do you know why?
Not sure, but I just remember that was on CNN once.
Billy just has like a conglomeration of like
Flashbacks.
little factoids here and there.
Little vignettes.
This would be relevant. the limitless thing.
Yeah.
And then she lost to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Well, to Obama before that.
Oh,
She was the golden boy twice.
Oh, absolutely. And the funny part about that part was like, so when she was code switching, she was on that. She didn't directly say anything racist, but she was definitely leaning towards Obama being Muslim. She said something about wearing garments from his home country or some shit like that.
Yeah. So I think one of her aides sent around the picture of Obama when it's like a famous picture where he's dressed up. I don't know the name of the outfit that he's wearing,
right?
But it's like the Indonesian formal wear,
right?
And one of her aides sent that around, and the implication was like, is he as American as we think that he is?
Right.
And then there was another person there were two people that worked for her that started talking about the birther stuff. And she never said anything about that herself, but she also did not do anything to stop it once it picked up. And they asked her one time about him being a Muslim, and her answer was like, I have no reason to doubt that he is who he has said that he is. So like
ambiguous.
It was like a lot like Bill. Like that's how Bill would have answered that question.
Well, she was also big on the super predators thing.
Yeah.
Calling African American youth super predators.
Yeah. That's Joe Biden as well.
Yeah. I mean, all those people.
Yeah, Clinton. Yeah. Matter of fact, the whole drug war, the mass incarceration, was it 1994 crime bill or 3?
Yeah, the industrial. I mean, they made. I want to see the stakes of the industrial. So, what are the industrial prison companies
that own them?
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you
because I think they're owned by a lot of equity firms.
Yeah,
and like probably are owned by a lot of politicians that pass those bills.
Wouldn't surprise me at all. I don't know that off the top of my head though.
You mean the equity firms control the politicians? I don't think the politicians control. I think equity firms.
No. The equity firms are like, if you pass this bill and increase incarceration, we will build the prisons and get huge government contracts that you will benefit off.
Get jobs for your constituents.
Yeah.
And also they're very powerful when it comes to lobbying. Equity firms have people all over, like in every walk of private business that they lobby for.
So correctional populations between 1980 and 2013 increased 300%. went from 1 million to 3 million. Rapid expansion of the U.S. inmate population has resulted in political influence and economic profits for private prisons. But I don't know what are the companies called.
There are a few. There was one that used to, Big T, help me out on this. University of Central Florida, UCF. Their stadium was named after a company. They had to remove the name of the stadium because it was a private prison company that named the stadium.
The only one I remember is Bright House, which was recent.
That's a great name for a private prison company. I hear that, and I'm like,
no, that was a communications company.
Okay, I was going to say Bright House. That sounds like the Betty Ford Clinic. They're doing great stuff down there.
Private. I didn't know how much money there was in private probation companies.
Yeah, that's the goal of. A lot of people
it was not
privatize
UCF. It was FAU.
FAU, excuse me. Blake Bortles would never be attached to something like that.
Hang on.
What is one of them?
Geo Group Stadium, named after the nation's second largest for-profit prison operator.
Yeah, that is the names of the companies that are so generic are the like ones that have like the baddest shit because they don't want you to know what they do. So they're just like,
if your company has Geo in it, usually that's pretty bad. If your company has Globe, if you put the fucking word globe in the name of your company,
global,
you have black sites overseas. You're torturing people. You're probably murdering at least like 100,000.
Umbrella Group.
Yeah, Umbrella is a bad one too.
Yeah, what did Umbrella Group do? Was that Terminator or Resident?
I don't know. If you have Rock, if Rock is in your name,
I think
Stone or Rock. Like
Rock is bad.
Yeah. Global Stone. Like if I say that my company's named Global Stone, how many babies am I murdering per year? I'm rich as fuck if that's the name of my company.
We should create a corporation and name it something
the most sinister possible name.
Sinister, just so it can't be used by someone actually doing bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll take it from them.
We'll take it so that they can't get away with it.
We're taking the word globe back.
How about this? Globo Gym?
Yeah, there you go. How about this? How about we'll put it up to our listeners. Can we give away one of our new t-shirts?
Yeah.
We've got fantastic new merch. Again, go check it out. We've got a bunch of Macrodosing shirts. I'm wearing the tank top right now. Mad Dog was telling me how it makes her realize that I can bench more than Billy. It's not that it makes me look like that, but now she realizes that.
No, now I know it's pure fat.
I am now going to cycle so much tren that it's going to be insane.
All right. And Avery's wearing the 4th of July shirt, red, white, and blue.
Also, keep buying so we can do swim shorts.
Yeah, keep buying so we can do swim shorts. But
they're not for me, man. They're for y'all.
We'll give away a shirt. Also, the alien shirt's fantastic.
Oh, it's fire right up here.
Dude, we should collab for the swimsuits, like
with
water.
Bird dogs, low key. Yeah.
I do want to say the USA Today had a great line in 2013 when FAU gave their naming rights to Geo Group. Geo Group paid FAU a $6 million lump sum to own naming rights to the stadium for the next 12 years. Welcome to Alcatraz.
That is good.
That's brilliant.
I like that. So what we'll do is we'll give away a shirt to whoever can tweet at us with the best sinister sounding corporation name.
Let's make them work a little harder, plus a logo.
I don't know about that, Billy. It's a t-shirt.
I know, but I want if the name is just like.
See, what you're doing now is you're discouraging people from replying with their names that they're going to have.
You've also automatically taken out 99% of the people who would do it.
We'll award bonus points if you happen to have a logo, but really
separate logo competition, 2 t-shirts.
What I'm really looking for here is the best evil sounding generic corporation name. The one that would make you run for the hills.
Oh, real quick. We haven't plugged it yet though. Maddie, talking about a Discord?
Oh yeah, we made a Discord.
Let's go.
Discord is live and popping.
Yeah, so I'll link it on our socials and everything. But Arian's gonna stream in it. Billy's gonna chit chat in it. Everyone's gonna chit chat in it. Let me know if you have ideas. We already have like different channel or what is it? different
Yeah,
channels in it.
it's like, what is it? Are they channels in Discord? It's like
I have no
little
idea.
subsets
But
of groups.
I'm
that
new
you
to
can-
Discord, so let me know what you guys want to see on it. But yeah,
I'm on Discord all the time because I play Valorant all day. But so do we greenlight that segment yet or no? The segment about
where we
what's your
bring
beef?
the Discord
What?
to the
What's
show.
your beef? Maddie, you was in there with me.
Oh.
Wait, what the fuck? What's going on here?
What?
What?
Are you guys
What?
What?
I just finish your thought because I have no idea what you're about to say.
What, Billy?
what's the segment where you bring people from the Discord?
Somebody that has a problem with something that
Yeah, we're gonna
somebody
let-
said on the show.
Yeah.
We're gonna let
Instead
him
of a
live call
voicemail,
Oh,
And we're like,
I
what's
thought
your
you were
beef?
jacking
And
Billy's
we
list.
And we're gonna let him. What?
Billy invented Discord now.
Oh shit! My bad.
I had
I'm
a
so sorry.
Discord first. And
Sorry.
I'm gonna keep giving them love.
We can't have a Discord because Billy has Discord now. Never mind.
in.
Discord's
Sorry, guys,
canceled,
never
y'all.
mind. That was fun while it lasted, though.
Sheesh.
But yeah,
We do have a Discord.
Discord is.
I'm very defensive of my
Yeah.
list.
All we're saying is like, we want to have a segment on the show where like, if somebody had a problem with something that somebody said, you know, we'll have a segment where they can call in and chat for like 5 minutes.
It's like us reading our mean tweets, but
Air
now
it
you
out
can
live.
beef with us live.
Air that
Oh,
shit
that's
out
actually
live.
dope.
Yeah, oh, so now you like it, Billy.
Yeah.
Before you was ready to cancel the whole shit.
I thought you
Wait a minute. Are you guys?
Look, you guys have been gaslighting me.
Hold on a second.
You guys have been
Did
gaslighting
we have
me?
the same thought? How long have you had your Discord?
Like 2 months,
No, way before that.
How long have you had it?
3 months.
Cause let you tell it. I've been on Discord for like 3 years though.
Whatever.
But
I've been on Discord since the start of the pandemic.
Got
Like
you.
3, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so new Discord. I'll drop a link on our socials and stuff. But
I'm gonna be hella
Come
active
hang.
in there, so holla at your boy.
come hang out with us. Chit chat.
Chit
But yeah.
chat. Chop it up.
Chop it up. I don't really know what you do on Discord. Stream.
Yeah, I was trying to explain Discord to Maddie, and it's like it's not like a social media app. It's just like a gathering place for like a community build type feel.
Right. Like if you're in our dead chat or in our
yeah,
like discussion group on Facebook, like it's like a
it's
deluxe
like
version
that.
of
Yeah,
that.
it's like a deluxe version where you can video chat in shit like that.
And if you're
It's
not,
fine.
now you can join it.
Yeah.
It's a deluxe
Yeah.
version.
Yeah,
Deluxe. I like that. I like the sound of that a lot.
But yeah, self promo.
Whoop.
All right. Do we want to do voicemails, or is there anything else about Hillary we'd like to get in? So she was Secretary of State. I talked about some of the bad stuff that she did when she was serving as Secretary of State. She was deposed for the Watergate, or not Watergate.
Let me be
for
devil's
the-
advocate.
for
Benghazi.
Benghazi. They didn't find anything on that.
I'll be devil's advocate because I don't think she's a likable person. I think she's done a lot of abhorrent things. But one thing that she did retract was her and Bill's involvement in the 93 crime bill and the mass incarceration that ensued. They on her latest campaign trails, they took a responsibility for it and said we fucked that up. I mean, that doesn't get back all the lives that it ruined, but at least they owned the shit.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate that at least.
It's better than not retracting it. I would say
And doubling down.
She probably did it because she wanted more votes. Like,
Oh no, there's no
that's why
question.
it
I didn't
took her
say it
that
was
long.
genuine,
Yeah.
right, for sure. But I mean, at least you acknowledge the shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
All right, and then she was Secretary of State for a while. She killed Osama bin Laden.
And
That was
Epstein.
cool. And Epstein. And that's actually like if she actually killed bin Laden and Epstein, like that's a pretty good top two.
I ain't
Did
even
she
mad at
kill
her.
Bin Laden or did Obama?
I thought
kill
Obama
him?
did.
No, but
yeah.
she was in the room, and she had to negotiate stuff with Pakistan. It was on her watch, kind of.
Who do we give
We
credit?
need to do an episode on that.
That's a Mickey Mouse cap.
What?
I don't think.
What is a Mickey Mouse cap?
I don't know.
He
Like
doesn't
we talk
even have
about
a hat.
we talk about Mickey Mouse.
Like the Mickey Mouse rings.
Mickey
like
Mouse
during the
rings. Like
pandemic.
cap is any like they capped him. I think
Oh, I
Mickey-
thought you.
You say it
I was like,
it
you
was
don't
like
even
too
have a
easy?
hat. I didn't get it. I don't understand.
No, I don't know. I wouldn't give her credit. Like
No, of course I'm doing it facetiously. Like just like she probably didn't kill Jeffrey Epstein. She was in the room watching when Osama bin Laden was
way-
killed.
I know.
It's pretty wild that he was in a gigantic compound next to their version of West Point, and it took us 10 years.
That is wild, isn't it? It's crazy.
Wait, so are you implying that she like knew where bin Laden was?
No, I'm saying that.
Wait.
Well, she did. She actually did know where bin Laden was,
Wait,
but
what do you-
probably in like the last week before he died.
Wait, so what are you implying?
I'm just saying she was secretary.
She's very good at killing people.
She was in the room watching on the video screen with Obama
No, I know.
while the raid was conducted.
No, I know that. But as Secretary of State, what did she, this is a genuine question. Like, what did she have, like, I guess, to do with the Bin Laden killing?
She, not very much. She had to talk to Pakistan after the fact and try to smooth things over and be like, hey, sorry about that whole, like, flying our heliplanes or helicopters into your airspace and then killing somebody that lived there without telling you. Our bad.
But it was Bin Laden, so...
But still, it was bad look for Pakistan because, one, he was in that building
there.
next to their West Point, and then, two, it makes Pakistan look like a bunch of little bitches that we just basically temporarily invaded their country with our military.
Killed
a
the
guy,
biggest terrorist
and then
and then
got
dipped.
out. Yeah. So she had to try to smooth some of that over after the fact. But
Again, another question. Does the Pakistan thing have anything to do with the Benghazi thing?
no.
Those are two separate things.
Two separate things. Benghazi was...
I know what Benghazi... I know what happened in Benghazi,
Mhm.
but did that have to do with Bin Laden at
No.
any point?
No, it did not.
Okay.
Wait, when was Benghazi before or after Bin Laden?
After.
2012,
I was like
I think.
12, yeah.
Charlie Daniels... will
Never,
not-
never forgot.
Never
I think
forgot
his
Benghazi.
account may still tweet that out every morning.
Does it really?
I think so.
Benghazi ain't going away.
So she got Bin Laden, Epstein, Haitian president. Just kidding.
Everybody. And then as much shit as people talk about Donald Trump, she managed to lose an election to Donald Trump.
She called a lot of shit too, though. She called a lot of shit she said came to fruition.
7 hours ago, keeping Charlie's legacy alive, Team CDB, Benghazi ain't going away.
Wait, so what's this?
Charlie Daniels, the country singer,
Pride of Mount Juliet, Tennessee.
he passed away, and every morning before he died, he would wake up and tweet, Benghazi ain't going away. Just as a reminder
That Benghazi
that
ain't
Benghazi
going
happened.
away.
But I think it's like the implication, and I don't want to imply anything that's out of bounds, but he did not like Hillary Clinton. He was not a fan. And he was saying that she had something to do.
I thought that was the name of the ambassador.
No, it was Ambassador Stevens.
Yeah.
I think his name was Stevens. He was killed at the Benghazi compound, and there were some other soldiers that passed away. I think like 12 people died
In Benghazi.
in Benghazi. Yeah,
which is in Libya.
and so people blamed Hillary for that.
Because she could have sent help.
That was like her fault though, wasn't it?
Well, it goes back to like the regime change that we were planning in Libya. It was a domino effect of a lot of decisions to go in there, and then the criticism was that she could have provided help faster than she actually did. And
Yeah, give me this. Is this the Spark Notes version? Give me the Spark Notes.
that's the
version.
Spark Notes right there. I don't know enough about
There
the
was-
facts of it, of whether or not she was actually like derelict in her duty, if she really fucked everything up, if there was anything nefarious that she did. I don't know. Any
Well,
of that.
no, they tried to cover it up and said that the riots were caused by a video of the Prophet Muhammad that was like sacrilegious and pissed off a lot of the Muslim world, when in reality it was engineered. Let me see.
Yeah, it did not have to do with
that video.
The video.
So I remember the video. By the way, the video was so manufactured.
So they said that after the fact, that was the reason why. Not the case at all. She was deposed in front of Congress for a very long time, and I think that they spent like years investigating her. And the fact that they never charged her with anything leads me to believe that there wasn't anything. Because if they had anything on her,
They would have.
they would have fucking thrown her in prison immediately. So I don't think they were able to prove anything. But I don't know enough about what happened there.
The craziest thing is they made the anti-Muslim video themselves.
Who, Hillary?
Yeah, I think they actually, because if you look at the video, it looks like the worst 5 of the 10. Yeah, so the video didn't exist until they started making it. They started pushing it.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Hillary did not like direct the video.
I know she didn't direct it, but they probably were like,
Hot take there, PFT.
we need to
Yeah,
make
I
a
know.
video.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about the facts there.
If her and Bill got divorced when the whole Monica Lewinsky thing happened, what do you think any of this would have actually happened, or do you think she would have just kind of
Faded away.
yeah?
if she had gotten that good dick after the divorce, I don't know. Maybe she would been
But what's
like
that?
found somebody, fallen in love, gone like moved to Hawaii.
I'm gonna say something, and I hope my mom isn't listening to this. If Bill Clinton's dick could get Monica Lewinsky, like how much better? Like
Yo,
what is she going from there?
Wait, okay, so unpack that a little bit.
Wait, are you saying that Bill Clinton must have an amazing dick?
that's what it sounds like.
Or is it maybe a power thing?
It's
Ah,
a
well, it's
1,000% a power thing.
Yeah, I think it's a power thing. I think he's just a criminally horny man.
Yeah.
Like probably top
Wait,
three.
I've actually never
most
seen a
horny
picture
person.
of Monica
You've never seen a
What?
picture of Monica Lewinsky?
back in the day.
Oh, she was cute.
If you're into that, yeah. I mean,
but-
I don't think she's an ugly woman.
In okay. Also, I guess in her scope of her life, Bill Clinton's the best dick she's probably gonna get. He's powerful.
Hillary?
Yeah, he's
Nah.
powerful.
She likes
Like,
to dick.
charismatic,
She likes
whatever.
to dick.
Have you seen Hillary?
stick?
In what capacity
She's
are you talking about?
thick,
That her
dog.
ass is fat? Like,
Yes, so that attracts a certain
but I'm
demographic.
Go
But I'm
on.
just
I
saying,
guarantee
like,
she's dabbled with the
I feel like
brush.
she.
That-
Well,
yeah,
at that
It would have been sick if like she divorced Bill the second that he got out of office. Next thing you know, she's like on a yacht getting piped down by Cisco.
Why Cisco?
Who's Cisco?
Dude, Cisco loves asses. Everyone knows that.
Cisco's
Yeah, this is a dated reference for.
Wait, what?
Well, he was
Some of
hot.
us in the
That's
room.
when Cisco was
he
his
made the
prime.
thong song.
You know who
Oh,
probably
I know.
hadn't seen women in a long time? A lot of those workers at that place that she was at.
That's
oh,
facts.
Oh, the slave workers.
That's facts.
In
No,
Arkansas.
that's facts. Yeah.
I just don't know if
The gardener was coming upstairs.
like I think she's a smart enough person to realize that
It's one of
like,
the plots to life. Have you seen Life?
Yes,
It's
yes,
literally
that's
one of the
right.
plots to life.
Yeah,
dog.
yeah. They like think that they're looking at her or something like that, right? Yeah.
No, she ends up having a baby by one of the prison dudes that was in prison.
I need to watch that again. It's been it's
We've
been a long
been
time.
talking over Maddie, especially for the.
I'm sorry,
No,
Maddie.
no,
We're
no.
being
Oh my God, I don't
sexist as
care.
fuck.
No, I'm sorry, Maddie.
not that, but
She was talking over me during the
yeah.
during
oh
the
my God, I
parenting
gotta
video.
for that. I'm so sorry.
Nah,
for
I don't give a
being
fuck about
Bill,
that
you-
shit.
you
Hey,
just-
by the way, we take no Maddie slander on the pod, so all them comments.
We're talking
ain't
over
cute.
Maddie. Let Maddie talk.
Okay.
No, you're right.
We cut everybody off. I'm sorry.
if they would have gotten divorced and she would have like faded into oblivion, like I think she would have like withered up and died. Like I think this is what keeps her like going.
No,
I
that
think-
adrenochrome does.
You know,
But she wouldn't have gotten the adrenochrome if she wasn't in the public spotlight anymore.
She was getting it back then.
I think she's a earlier, more advanced version of Pete Buttigieg, where you're usually going to do whatever you can do to stay in the political light.
But
very calculated. I
yeah,
think,
like I think it's all
And I
calculated.
think she's smart as shit though.
yeah, I know.
she's very
I know
smart.
she's not stupid.
So I was gonna ask. She's obviously intelligent, right? She went to
Yeah.
Yale Law School, this, that, and the other. Do you think she's smart?
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
have to
I
be
think she's
smart.
very calculated.
So here's so like,
Cleopatra.
even though I disagree with her politically a lot, I disagree with a lot of the decisions she make. I think she may have some racism in her body. When you listen to her talk, she's very eloquent. She's very she knows her policies. She knows what she's talking about. I just think that we disagree on how to get to a certain goal and in certain worldviews. Like she's not a dumb person though.
No, and especially like if she were to have been the first woman president, let's put aside politics for a second. Like she wasn't like in my brain she's not like a Trump personality of like she wants people to hate her or like wants people to get like incite something in them. Like Trump I feel like got off on like people not liking him
Pissing
kind
people
of.
off. Yeah, that's part of his brand for sure.
Right, but I don't think she had that same like fervor about her.
I think she wants everybody to like
Her.
Yeah, which
But
which
that's
is
what makes her unlikable.
100%.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
presents its own set of problems. I think.
Right, because like
agree.
when I so
That's a great
she
way to
was
put it.
she was 2016 I was a senior in high school and a girl still. And like there were worse things I could have thought of than having Hillary Clinton as the first woman president.
Right. I that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier, which is a lot of people wanted her to be president so that we could have a woman in the White House.
Also, I
Yeah.
think it's like we just wanted a woman president And so we were going to take her.
Well, I mean, she has a long. I feel like I'm banging for Hillary. Oh, Jesus,
I know,
she has
I
a
feel like I
long.
am too. I
She
don't
has a
think
long
it's
track record of being in politics and understanding. But like the thing that I respect about her is like she's very like politically savvy, right? And so it's the thing that I didn't like about Trump, right? What I didn't like about Trump was like if you wanted to have a policy conversation with him, you weren't going to be able to have one, right? So it's like why implement that? He would just deflect the question and talk about something else entirely. Like that's what I enjoyed about Obama as well. He'll sit there and talk about the policies. Now, the nuances they'll and the ramifications of some of those policies they'll give their normal political speeches, but she was very knowledgeable about policies. And so when you talk about women in politics, I think the pool isn't that big, right?
No,
and so when you have any kind of momentum behind one, I think you just go all in. And I think that's what happened with Hillary.
So Mad Dog fully supports Marjorie Taylor Greene.
No,
and her future
that is,
political ambitions.
I will interrupt you for that. That is not true. She can, no.
She's like a QAnon Joan, ain't she?
Yeah.
Dude,
People are gonna
she's
think I'm a
terrible.
QAnon John after this.
You kind of are.
No, I'm not. I have to just denounce that.
There you go.
Billy denounced it.
I denounce. I'm not QAnon.
You're not QAnon.
I just think
himself.
it's funny. I think the lore. I am not Q.
No, I think that's,
I think the lore is funny.
yeah, I think Billy just gets really into lore.
Yeah, I get into a lot of lore.
You do.
Get into a lot of lore.
Billy
It's-
likes the stories about it.
I'm a big fan. I loved fantasy books, but I sort
confirmed.
of I
Miss
snapped.
Billy said that as well.
Yeah.
I snapped that. Like when we were talking about the video, like it snapped out of my head. Like, oh, this isn't like this is like a real thing. It's not like some fan thing, like fan fiction type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can appreciate it as fan fiction to a certain extent and be like, this is crazy that they've made up this like story that Hillary and her top aide
Yeah.
like killed and then filleted a child and then wore their skin as a mask. Like that's
Until someone shows up with a gun
yeah.
and is like, let out the children.
Yeah, in real
Yeah.
life, and is like, I'm going to shoot this place up. then it becomes an issue.
Now, can you charge that man if he actually thought that was happening?
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
But like, for example, if
Like so people have tried to assassinate presidents for crazy reasons.
And then get out of jail.
Yeah, Hinckley's out.
You saw he's let
yeah,
him
but
out.
like,
Well, they didn't kill him. He just tried.
well, that's crazy. But like,
I have a teed off.
Let's go.
Attempted murder
Yeah.
should not be a lesser charge than murder. You should not get
Yeah.
fewer years in prison for not succeeding.
yeah,
You should be charged with shitty murder,
yeah,
and it's the same sentence.
bad at murder.
As
and
Sideshow Bob put it on The Simpsons, do they give a Nobel Prize for attempted chemistry?
Right. And you, and especially on a president, you try to shoot the president, death, jail, forever.
Yeah.
Death.
I mean,
Jesus.
I guess you could definitely make the argument like that there shouldn't be a difference between whether or not you were able to pull it off because the intention was there.
You know,
right?
I can't. Yeah, I can't agree with that for the simple fact I believe that's why our recidivism rate is so high in our prisons is because we don't think that people can change as soon as you commit a crime.
Well, I'm not saying you can't change. I'm saying if you have the intent to kill someone and you shoot them and they just don't die, like there shouldn't be a difference in charge from had they died or had they not died. You were trying to kill them.
No, I think there should because let's say. So are you then insinuating that if the consequences are different, right? So then if let's say I attempt to shoot somebody and then I spend a less amount of time in jail, 4 or 5 years, whatever it be, right? And I had that time to really reflect and learn about who I am and realize the damage that I could have done and that could possibly change my life for the better.
I mean, you could say the same thing if you killed somebody and you realize the damage that you did.
1,000%. But that those are the consequences of your actions that you're going to have to pay for the rest of your life, more than likely. But if you don't kill him, you can reflect on how that could have happened and how that person's life could have changed, everybody around that person's life, in your life as well. And so now it's like, I think it gives you an opportunity to grow as a human. That's just me being Christ-like, actually.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
You went
I don't know. You try to shoot the
Did.
president though, jail forever.
What if it was Hillary
I understand. I understand what
Still
Big T's
jail
saying.
forever.
I understand what you're saying. That
consistent.
like, why is there a different charge? Like,
I get
the intent is the same.
Yeah, I get that. I'm not saying it's irrational thought. I'm just saying I don't.
Also, we don't have to worry about that because she never became president.
You know what's hilarious?
Oh, you
I
never
love
know.
how they-
What if we bring back Hillary? in
Please,
2022.
I'm
You know what's so
begging.
funny?
I'm begging.
Listen,
Stop the steal.
the
for Hillary.
Democrats are so dumb that they might do
They
that.
might do that.
You know what's
Yeah,
I'm
it'll be
begging.
like Hillary and then George W. Bush as a show of solidarity as her vice president.
I love how everybody chooses a vice president that's like worse than anybody, like to protect the president. Like you choose Mike Pence, so it's like, oh, you shoot me, you're getting Mike Pence, and he's taking away abortion.
Yeah.
Or it's like if you like
We got there anyway.
you shoot Biden, you're getting
That's not how
Kamala
that
Harris.
This is like an insurance policy.
Yeah, so just like choose. That's what I think.
That's what
funny
Chris.
as shit.
No. Chris Rock actually said that.
He said that.
He said, what did he say? I'm a butcher, but it was something like that. He's like, I'm not gonna be the first nigga president. He said, but if I do, I'm gonna make sure I have a black running mate. So, little policy insurance.
Do we want to do voicemails? How long have we been going today?
We're at.
Oh, they're
Let me
doing
do
math. I'm saying, oh, they're doing.
Yeah, almost 3 hours. I didn't get any voicemails ready.
Okay, so we don't.
I'm gonna
need
fake
voicemails.
some voicemails.
All right, voicemails from Billy.
Hello, this is Vladimir. This is Vladimir from Russia. A question for the whole crew. By the way,
Hey, Vlad.
you're all looking handsome.
Yeah.
Madeline, Arian looking gorgeous.
Fucking this up.
My question to the podcast is, what do you think of Russia?
Love it.
Thanks, Vlad.
Love it. Love the people. Hate the government.
Not gonna lie, never crosses my mind.
I actually want to go to Russia.
Yeah, so every time Russia's done an exceptionally bad job of branding themselves.
It's cold though.
They got to have some. That's what I'm saying. Like all I
and
think
cool
about
buildings.
They got some warm water. They finally got some warm water ports.
in Crimea.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there have to be beaches, right? Like
Yeah.
Sochi probably has some nice places
Mm.
on the Caspian Sea or the Black Sea. I forget where Sochi is. Shit, I think it's on the Black Sea. I should know. I fly over it all the time on a flight simulator. Damn, I'm really exposing
It's actually
myself here.
I've been doing a lot more research into Russia with like, you know, everything that's happening in Ukraine
At
and
least
stuff.
3 TikToks have been viewed by Billy.
But it is a very multi-ethnic country. Like it's not like it's not Vladimir Drago.
It's by Asia,
Yeah.
so it has a lot of Asian influence.
And I met when I was out in Las Vegas with Baval, the guy who beat Canelo, like hearing about the different Soviet satellite states and meeting all of his friends. It was like, whoa, like they're a multicultural nation that seemingly gets along.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
They don't have like any of the like racial divides or
America does a great job of branding America as the greatest country on earth, and so we view every other country on earth as inferior. And so whether it's the countries in Africa we all think are just villages and huts, or the countries in Russia we all think are just the dudes with the hats, or the boxer from Rocky, like we just do a great job of branding in America that every place else is shitty, but like it's human beings trying to survive and exist in a dope way, like in their way.
Having a good time. Yeah. Billy, I'm gonna throw a flag real quick. You just said that like they all get along. Like Russia gets along with all of its satellite states.
Oh no,
I think you
within
should-
the country, if they are part of Russia.
You should do a little bit more research into that though.
Couple more TikToks, dog.
What?
Because they've dealt with some stuff.
Like what's that? What am I?
There's some like separatist movements, civil wars, apartment bombings, stuff you could watch.
Yeah,
2 more TikToks.
Honestly, I'm just listening to people who I met recently.
Okay, yeah. No, that's a good description
There
of
it
like
goes.
where Billy gets most of his knowledge from. Like I met these Albanian dudes that were drunk as shit. Dude, Albanians are like violent.
No, dude, the Albanian mob is
Yeah, no, you're right about
they've
that.
totally replaced the Italian mob.
I don't know if totally
Like they
is
own
correct.
like they're like a lot of Italian restaurants are owned by Albanians.
Yeah, I think at the heart of
They
what you're
cleaned
getting
up?
to is that like Albania does have some ruthless criminals.
And
for
also,
sure.
historically, they are insane fighters. They there's stories of them
What do they
repelling
run? Like, what are they running?
mattress places.
Like, they mob is for mattresses? They mobbing for mattresses? I find this hard to believe. Like most mobs are like, it's drugs, right? Like, I'm saying, like, what is their resource that they're trying to?
The crime of like hitmen,
Oh, so it's like, okay, blood
money
money,
laundering,
blood money. Okay.
just
Billy-
like all sorts of ventures.
I'm going to put you on a test right now.
Uh-huh.
Okay. How many Russian satellite states can you name? Like members of the former USSR
that are now
sovereign
independent?
countries. Yeah.
Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Georgia, Belarus, Ukraine. That's 5. Lithuania, Croatia.
no.
No, not Croatia. Czechoslovakia,
No.
Latvia.
Actually, Czechoslovakia, I don't know where they stood after World War II. I know that they were a communist country. I don't think Czechoslovakia.
But can you count those Soviet states?
No, Czechoslovakia is not. No, I'm going to say no. It's not.
So was that 8?
Sure.
I think Mongolia. Did I say Mongolia? Yeah, Mongolia.
No.
Or they were a Soviet country separate to. They believed in Soviet communism.
They were not in the USSR though.
Yeah, but they have statues.
You're
to
missing.
Lenin.
You're missing your chicken guy.
Oh, the Uzbeks, the homies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Uzbekistan, Dagestan, which I think is actually in Russia currently.
This is all. I've done nothing. I know nothing about Russia.
Armenia,
I don't believe so.
Azerbaijan.
I don't know about that one either.
Why? What do you?
I'm just curious. I want to see how long you could go on that. You missed out on 2 of the Baltic states. You got Lithuania.
The Baltics. Yes.
Not
Lithuania,
doing this in a
Latvia.
Russian accent was a miss.
Look at that.
It was.
Look at that architecture, Billy.
Estonia and Latvia.
No,
Or
I
2.
said Latvia.
Gorgeous.
Oh, then you missed Lithuania.
No, I said Lithuania. I said Porzingis.
Okay.
Because that's what was in my head. Because
I-
Porzingis got into a fight at a club with a bunch of Russians because they were celebrating the invasion of Lithuania.
Mm-hmm.
Estonia. Did I get? I said Estonia.
No.
Or is that the one? Okay. Yeah, that's all I know.
No, that's a good amount.
Why?
You did well.
No, I see.
I was curious.
I couldn't name one of them things, fam. I ain't gonna lie.
Now let's do the Balkan states.
Okay, no, I think we.
I put out a tweet for a Hillary Q&A.
Uh-huh.
You wanna read some of the
There are
questions
really
the
good
fan
ones.
asked? Some of
Okay,
them are good.
let's go.
Okay.
It's on the. I think I sent it in the chat too.
I have one right off the bat that I really like.
Shoot.
If you could have her and 2 other people in a room together at the same time and they have to tell the truth, which 2 people would you pick and what would be discussed?
That's a good question.
Trump would be one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Epstein.
He's dead. Are we doing dead?
He's not dead.
I'm gonna be dead. Fuck it.
Trump and Epstein.
Yep.
I like that.
Here's a good one. What would it take for Big T to smash?
Would Billy smash Hillary Clinton in her prime?
Her money.
All of her money.
Yeah.
How much we talking here?
I think that's.
Is she
see
worth
her-
like
let's see
over
her-
$200 million?
There's no way.
Has to be.
That's Big T committing attempted prostitution, which should have the same penalty as prostitution.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you're saying that you would do it.
Her net worth is $120 million, dog.
Yeah.
And that's just on the books, brother.
Yeah.
That's facts, man.
Putin's
I'm
supposed to
with
be the
you there.
richest man in the world.
Yep.
I liked the fuck, marry, kill with Hillary, Bill, and Monica. You have to marry Monica.
I'd marry Bill.
You kill Bill.
Not
Yeah,
marry.
you
for
have
the,
to.
Just for the name.
You marry Bill Clinton, then you become senator, eventually president.
You're not actually on the wrong track there.
Yeah, you marry Bill Clinton in that scenario.
And then you don't have to fuck Hillary, which is nice.
I don't know, bro. Did you see the group chat? She's thick, man.
Well,
Back in the day, though.
That's what I'm saying.
What's your
we doing
KD?
now?
what's her Katie would Hillary Clinton in her
What do you
prime.
think her breath smells like?
Sulfur.
Sulfur.
Over under murders.
It's the
What's the
character.
line at?
Let's see.
Ordered?
3.5.
I mean, she definitely didn't do them. You couldn't get in and out and sneak around with that dump truck.
What do you guys think about Huma Abedin being vice chair of her 2016 campaign, and that is Anthony Weiner's wife?
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Weiner is definitely a pedo.
Yeah.
Hillary
On the
has a
books.
history of, it seems, compiling some of the worst and most incompetent people to ever do their jobs to run her campaigns.
Except the ones that she gets to kill people.
Right.
We still haven't introduced any allegations of her murdering anybody.
Yeah, like
Should I start
Big T
reading
with-
the...
Well, no,
I
you can't just read names.
No,
You
because
have
the
to-
the
well,
Haitian
I'm not gonna say
president, they think that they think they killed the Haitian president because he was catching on to like her abducting children in Haiti through the charity.
I don't know
with
about-
Bill Gates, and
I don't know
also
about-
that he didn't want the vaccines to come in. That's the whole thing.
I don't know about the whole abducting. I think that like if you look at Haiti as a whole in terms of where they rank on the corruption index, Haiti is like the most corrupt country in the world. And so there's probably plenty of people that would want to kill the president there. No shortage. What's in it for Hillary if she's abducting? Do you think that Hillary is a pedo? Like, do you think that Hillary is like, I can't wait
Well,
to
it's
get these
just weird.
kids?
Like Anthony Weiner.
I think this is more lore that Billy's going.
Yeah, that was no. That's why I'm
'cause
saying
you
it.
could definitely say like Clinton flying on Epstein's plane. We already know that Clinton is a criminally horny person. He probably did some fucked up stuff with girls who were most likely underage.
No, I'm just reading. I'm literally reading the Clinton body count. I'm not saying it myself. It's like
there a live count?
Jovenel Moise, Haitian president, followers of the QAnon conspiracy theory.
I don't think Hillary's
Trump.
killed anybody, man. I'm just gonna be honest.
I don't think how
Seth
she
Rich?
could be. Yeah, we talked about Seth Rich and how fucked up that was for his family.
Okay.
I don't get.
And by the way,
Vincent W. Foster.
By the way, everybody that talked about Seth Rich, all the news organizations that like brought him up, being like, what happened to
Blood
him
on
was
your
Hillary.
hands.
Like they insinuated that Hillary was involved with his murder. All those organizations have had to issue themselves legal retractions, admitting that he had nothing to do with it. So even the people that told you that he might be involved, they have said he has nothing to do with it. Now it's just like gone wild.
You asked for the accusations. I'm just reading the list.
Okay. I'm just curious if you guys actually think that she's murdered.
Christopher Sign broke the news of a meeting on June 27, 2016 on the Phoenix Sky Harbor tarmac between President Bill Clinton and Attorney General Loretta Lynch. The timing of the meeting happened during the 2016 presidential election when she was under scrutiny for how she handled the emails. Sign was found dead in his Alabama home on June 12, 2021. His death is being investigated as a suicide.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Mary Mohan.
They said specifically for Big T, but I think you all could answer it. AOC, Pelosi, and Hillary.
I think it's Big T.
Well, so they all have terrible like ideas and they're bad people. So marrying it
Cap.
doesn't really matter.
Cap.
So you have to go with the most attractive one, which is AOC. So you
To
marry
marry?
her, yeah. I think you got to fuck Hillary because she's
Thick.
low key thick, and then
Looking like high key.
I'm not sure that Pelosi is capable of dying, but you do your best, I guess.
That's exactly how I'd do it.
I think that's the only answer.
Yeah.
Frank Fleming
People have died.
replied, "How many bodies?"
Frank the Tank. How many bodies? I would love.
Based.
I would love for somebody to tell me like who they think that Hillary has actually killed. There's a lot of like names around the Clintons for sure. Like Vince Foster got brought up. That was a little bit weird what happened to him. But I don't think that there was.
Whenever Danny Williams dies, he'll get added to the list.
Oh, for sure. I just don't know. Like, is there any kernel of truth that is around any of these that isn't just like isn't a coincidence that all these people have died?
I think it's actually kind of like I don't know the word for it, but it's just like what you do. Say you don't like Hillary, right? But when you actually dig into it, she's just a regular ass politician that's done some shady shit. And I don't think she's killed anybody, bro.
She sucks for normal reasons.
Yeah, but normal politician reasons.
I was gonna say normal politician reasons, not
Yeah.
normal us reasons.
Yeah, I think. I think she's just a regular run of the mill.
The Wiener
Democrat.
stuff. The Wiener stuff is like concerning, but like we probably, I don't know. Like she was close with Wiener. Huma was married to Wiener. Huma's been like her right hand lady for a very long time, and so this might be Hillary again, like not having a bad decision when it comes to who she stands by and who she doesn't.
Could be. I just don't see anything like. I mean,
Do you?
It's just weird how she's surrounded by like. I mean, like.
I think I was
how
gonna
many-
say what you were. Just
Yeah. Like how many pedophiles? Like
How many pedophiles can there be?
how many pedophiles do you guys know? And I don't know any.
well, they don't. You don't know that they're pedophiles. That's the thing about pedophiles. You don't
But
know.
that's-
Like, so this is. I've always thought about this, right? Because not making love to children is like a relatively new thing for humans, right? So if you look back in all of our kingdoms, all of our everything, pedophilia was what it was. Like in the Shakespearean days,
Yeah.
like all it's a relatively new thing to be like, yo, that's bad. Now I agree with that assessment, right? I agree with that assessment. But for the long-standing lineage of human beings, horniness supersedes any kind of morality, right? So when you look at who comes out to be a pedophile, it's a lot of people. It's not like some small, child trafficking is like one of the biggest businesses in the world, right? A lot of people enjoy this shit, right? So you never know who it is, right? So you probably do know one, but they'll never say it because it's so, as it should be, it's taboo as fuck. But it's like it's something that's in the closet and it will be in the closet because there's no where do you go to say I'm a pedophile, I need help? Like where do you go?
Yeah, I don't know. That's actually like a question I've never thought of before.
Yeah, I got some shit on it for a podcast. Everybody's calling me a pedophile sympathizer, but it's like I'm just an empathetic human being. Like if I have an urge, I love older women. Like it's a thing.
You're the opposite. You're as far from a pedophile. as you can get.
exactly. It's what I can't control that. That's what I'm attracted to, right? And so I can relate to having an attraction, right? I can't relate to theirs, but I can relate to having an attraction. Now my specific attraction doesn't harm anybody. Theirs does. Now, if they're a good human being, but they still have that desire, where do they go to try to rid themselves of this desire? Because our desires as human beings absolutely drive us, right?
Yeah.
So where do they go? I can empathize with somebody who's trying to be good in that situation, and I know it's one of the worst crimes that there is, and I'll probably get shit for saying this again, but I think it's a problem that we have to address.
But do you think anybody's natural? Like, do you think they're born like that?
Yeah,
I think that there are like chemical imbalances in brains that make them more prone to antisocial behavior and things like that.
Yeah.
And so
I think things can happen to people as well at when they're
'Cause
kids.
I think that's
a possibility
but
as well.
those people have a place to go instead of like talk about trauma.
Yeah,
and not have to
before
do
it happens, they do. Yeah, but I'm talking about more so the desire. That's what you're attracted to.
I kind of think that, like, I don't think it's like a sexual orientation thing though. I think it's like a.
They argue that it is though. When you talk to them,
Yeah.
I haven't talked to them.
Well,
but
I've never talked
I've
to
I've
one,
read their
but-
I've read their like the back. I've read the back and forth.
Yeah, like, but I think it's one of those things where it comes from past trauma, like as a child, like as a child yourself, that again, like Billy said, can be stopped or treated before it becomes an illegal crime.
I do think it's a thing, right? But I think if we were to operate on that premise that we can do Minority Report for pedophilia, then that we would have to excuse the entirety of human history about how prevalent it was.
Yeah,
it was so prevalent.
But
I mean, think about it. If you look in our some of our religious texts, like it's prevalent in our religious texts.
Yeah. So
in the Bible, in the Quran, it's in there.
If somebody like went to a psychiatrist and was like, "Hey, I've got this attraction and I want to stop it," like that psychiatrist, are they obligated to like turn you in?
I don't know that.
I don't know how that works.
I think if
you've acted upon it.
I think if you've acted upon it and you're admitting it, then yes.
Then yes.
I don't. If they go in there and say I'm having thoughts, I don't think that they can.
Then they just send you to seminary school. They're like,
I don't know what seminary school.
You become a priest. That's where they go.
I'm actually totally fine with
No
it.
sex at all.
I'm actually totally fine if that, like, we have just one group of people that's totally oppressed. I know we're not supposed to oppress minorities, but if we're gonna just do one, they kind of deserve it.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider them a minority. I would be like, that's just
Criminals.
criminals. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, I really understand both sides of this coin. Like, I really understand people who are like, "Fuck you, you're a piece of shit for even trying to defend them." I understand where you're coming from, bro. But I also understand, like, if I guess it's the humanitarian in me. If somebody wants to be a good human being, but they have that desire, there's nothing for them.
I think.
And I don't know. I'm trying to empathize with the
But
pedophile.
I think that's a little, because the thing is, like, for example, Wiener. A lot of these people are found in positions of power because I think it's more of a power thing than it is an attraction.
Yeah, it's
I
like an
agree.
authority.
I agree.
Because it's like you can do that because you can get away with doing that.
I agree. But you have the desire to hold that power. Of
Yeah,
somebody.
but those are the same. And the fact, I think there's a lot of them who become politicians because
that's
they
hearsay.
seek out that power.
It's possible.
I also don't think
like
you're
it.
like, it's not like you're excusing their behavior.
No, fuck no. Hell no.
But you're just saying, like,
I got 4 kids, bro. I
Yeah,
will go to jail if I find that happens. I will be in there for life.
yeah, but
And it's gonna be one of those I forget what that movie is with Jamie Foxx and the dude from 300. What is it?
Law-abiding citizen.
Law-abiding. It's gonna be one of those situations. I'm not gonna kill you right away. Every limb's gonna get chopped off. I'm dead serious about that.
Mm-hmm.
If that happens to one of my kids, nah. No expense will be spared.
All right, we got any other questions about Hillary?
there's one.
We gotta talk about her haircut. I think that is 30% of the pie graph of why people don't like her.
If she had like long hair.
She
Yeah,
has like a Karen haircut.
she has a shit haircut, bro,
Yeah.
and it's just.
She needs a new
bad.
stylist.
Yeah, and she got the shoulder pads in the suit too. It's just it's a bad look. You don't even give off I'm into older women. You don't even give off the older woman vibes like you trying to get it. You give off like, I want to lead bingo tonight vibes.
Yeah, grow it out. Grow it out, Hillary. Come on.
Okay, so this is someone who I'm assuming is close to like Billy Me Avery's age. Did she go into hiding during Bill's post Monica trial / hearings and everything, or did she have to come out to publicly defend him to the press? Wasn't around back then, but it had to be a pretty wild situation to be the first lady in that mayhem.
It was very wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't like come out and like say, she didn't give a speech or anything.
Didn't she defend him?
She was always standing behind him at all the press conferences, and they did a couple sit down interviews together.
Mm-hmm.
She was definitely like stand by your man.
Yeah,
She wasn't in hiding or anything like that. She was very I imagine that she was very embarrassed with what was going on.
Of course, yeah.
Even if it was untrue, which I think we've learned that it's probably not the case, like it's just embarrassing.
No, it was
Monica Lewinsky.
very, it was very
Oh, that
true.
happened.
Well,
It was-
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like he put a cigar into his intern's vagina.
Yeah.
And there was a lot.
That's
He like
so fucked up. She could get like cancer.
like smoking, like she could get
No.
vagina cancer.
Yeah.
Like what if she had queefed?
And she inhaled.
Yeah. That's the fucked up part, Billy. Is that like she could he made her smoke?
Out of her
Yeah, but
vagina.
every time I hear that, I'm just like, what the fuck?
You know, it's fucked up for a lot of reasons.
It's the first time I've heard this.
I-
Okay.
That's not supposed to be there.
I had not. She could have gotten an infection for sure. And then, so after he was done with her, he like shipped her off and made her work in some far off office that she never wanted to work in. He stopped taking her calls, treated her like shit. He definitely, he emotionally manipulated her big time. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was a real piece of shit, like utter scumbag.
How did they find out?
It came out through the Star Report, and it happened through Linda Tripp, which is a lady. There were like whispers about Monica before, but there was a lady that worked. She used to work for Vince Foster. Actually, she was
No relation.
she was his secretary. No, you're not related to Vince Foster.
Not that I know of.
So Linda Tripp,
Family probably owned mine back in the day though.
maybe I think it was from the South, for sure.
Probably.
So Linda Tripp worked for Vince Foster as his secretary. Then she got moved out of that office after he committed suicide, allegedly. And she found herself in the Pentagon working with Monica, who just got moved there from the White House. They became friends. Monica opened up to Linda Tripp about it. Linda Tripp hated Bill Clinton. And then she started recording all their conversations because Linda Tripp was an absolute psycho, too.
I didn't know this. I thought Monica came out.
No, Monica didn't want anything
faulty.
out at all. Monica,
Oh, wow.
Monica was an emotional mess.
Yeah, that fucked up her life.
She was like also kind of in love with Bill Clinton.
Oh.
And she was like,
yeah, you know a lot about this, yo.
Yeah, I mean, I've it's one of the more fascinating things that ever happened in American politics. It's
That's fact. I just never looked into
we
it.
impeached a president for getting head, but there was like there's a lot more that went into it where he was like a total scumbag.
Man.
And so she thought Linda was her friend, and she started telling, like, she let Linda into her life slowly. They became friends, and Linda would just record all their conversations.
That's where's this chick at now?
Linda Tripp, she's dead.
Damn, how she die?
I don't know, probably
Hillary?
She was very There you go. The plot thickens again. Linda Tripp was also like probably 80 years old and
Fuck
smoked
that
cigarettes
bitch.
for like 75 of those years.
Out of her vagina?
Yeah. So yeah, Bill Clinton, bad guy. Hillary Clinton, bad gal. Family, bad family. I still don't know if they killed anyone.
What are they siblings? What are their siblings?
Children?
Their children like
Chelsea Clinton.
Chelsea, I think Chelsea's a
Poor girl.
globalist. Chelsea's a globalist. Epstein was at her wedding, I think. Right?
really?
Yeah.
I mean, you combine two of the Wotes
Yeah.
into one person, and it's not a shock she's also one of the Wotes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's as woted as them though.
I know nothing about Chelsea.
I think she's worked in. I don't know if she's been in government or not. She might have been in the private sector.
Listening to her speak makes my skin crawl.
Chelsea,
Yeah.
you really
She's
hate.
got a terrible
Yeah,
voice.
he hates the Clintons.
Yeah,
though.
you hate them.
I hate her more than either of the other two.
Why?
Chelsea.
Yeah, like I said, like listening to her speak makes me like physically ill.
What she
Her
do? Bro?
children's
Give me
books are
something.
trash.
Give me something that Chelsea did that you just absolutely detest.
I don't even think she's like, she works with like the Clinton Foundation and shit, so I don't think it's even like anything she's done. I just find her generally detestable. Which makes sense given her parents. It's not necessarily her fault.
You have no reason to like.
Is there
to
anyone that you
dislike
can talk to if you find yourself and you're the child of the Clintons? Can you go to like a?
It's a tough break.
psychiatrist
I'm
and
not
be like,
blaming
"Hey,
her.
Yeah, I've got all these bad thoughts just about how to fuck with Big T. Can you get them out of my head, please? How much would it take for Chelsea Clinton for you to marry Chelsea Clinton?
Dude, that's got to be a year by year deal.
I mean,
grows?
again, it's the family fortune.
Who's the
Like,
buddy? Who's the buddy that gets paid every year by that baseball team?
Oh, Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah, so it got to be one of them kind of things.
You know,
Way
who-
more than he's
Just call him Bobby Vanilla.
Britney
his
Spears.
name?
That's great.
Bonilla.
Benia.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Sorry. That's so white of me. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, it
I
just
don't
means that
know.
you've learned his name by reading it.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the big check outside.
Britney Spears' husband was signing a prenup, her new one, and he was trying to negotiate a deal where for every year he stays with her, he gets more and more money.
Man,
So it's like-
you
so-
do not marry that motherfucker, bro.
Incentive
What?
program, yeah.
So it was an incentive
that's
to
how
stay
they-
with her longer.
That's how they keep people working in jobs that they don't like.
Yeah.
It's good. They backload the contract.
Yeah.
I just came from an industry where they do that.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, dog.
And he was trying to backload. So I was just like,
Chelsea-
what?
Yeah, Britney Spears is like, fifth year, there's a big dead cap hit. If I cut you right now, I'm gonna see if I can get a trade,
Incentive for oral.
sign and trade, get you off the books.
Dude, he was the one who
Escalators.
engineered. By the way, do you think so Britney has now been freed and is now allowed, like, she's just going nuts online, kind of. And that this guy, I think, was behind a lot of it so he could negotiate a deal like this. Should we have freed Britney?
Well, I was saying before Britney got freed that there was probably some stuff that we didn't know about her life. There was probably a reason why she was kept in her legal situation for as long as she was. That like the judges and I don't think that every judge that looked at her case was like, no, I want you to continue to be a slave for your dad. There was probably something weird going on that we didn't know about.
Well, to prevent like predatory people trying to.
But again, like it's her money. She's made all that on her own. It should probably be hers. That's kind of my mindset. But I think that there was more to it than everybody knew just through the media. I think she probably has some issues. But don't we all? It's still her money.
Yeah, like We've all got issues. Why can't she just have access to her money and have issues?
Yeah, good point.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I do not give a flying fuck about that situation.
About Brittany?
Yeah.
Well, she's free.
Yeah, well, she just keeps posting news.
I just hear about
Yeah,
it so
she
much,
keeps-
and I'm like, I just don't
She
care
keeps
to look
posting
into
nudes.
it.
Also, kind of off topic, but hot take. I think it's really creepy how into the Depp Heard trial people were.
Yes.
Yeah, my shorty was one of them, and I was like, yo, what's your?
Oh, it was a total distraction.
I was like, what is your obsession with this shit? She was giving me live updates, and I was like, bro, I don't care.
I also
Yeah.
think
Rogan
it gave
was.
a lot of shitty people an excuse to like dunk on women.
Yeah.
Could be.
I think it did do that. And
I
don't
also
know.
think they're both just probably shitty people.
Yeah, I think they kind of
Yeah.
deserved each other in a
Yeah.
weird way.
Great actor though.
Yeah,
Separate
great
the art from
actor.
the artist.
But I think it was weird how many people were into this weird case. But
Yeah,
that's
I
just
agree.
I did
I'm
not
with
give
you on
two
that
shits about it.
Yeah.
no, like
same.
I don't, and yeah, I don't care that it was. Yeah,
I think she's a bad person. I think he's a bad person.
yep, pretty much.
No, it was a total distraction from Davos.
What's
Davos, okay.
Yeah. You guys didn't even know what happened.
No, I knew it
What's
happened
Davos?
because you talked about it every day. You're like, why? What's going on in Davos today?
Yeah, because they were trying to distract us.
They have that sort of meeting like all the time, though.
I know, and then they just manipulate shit.
Wait, what's Davos?
It's a meeting of how would you describe, Billy? Global elites,
Yeah, the globalist convention.
the globalist convention in Davos. Yeah. All right. Well, that does it for this week's macrodosing. Thank you guys for bearing with us and accepting the abbreviated nanodosing on Tuesday. Enjoy your super pod. Hope you liked it, and we will be back next week. Love you guys.
Well.